Okay.
Why?
This will never happen
I
again.
have like the two of the little figurines that they sold. Like the
from
cactus.
the adult Happy Meals?
Yeah, from the adult Happy Meals.
Oh, you should have brought it.
I should have, but anyways, I'm gonna sell them on eBay one day for like 30 grand because I saw them on eBay for 30 grand. And I was
30
like,
grand.
Already?
Yeah, they're in my dorm room, so like.
You know, you should try again.
Know where we're going after
They're
this.
selling for 30 grand now.
Do they still
Yeah. No.
Guys, I hate to say it, but Off the Clock is about to be off the air. Thanks for joining us tonight.
stick around? We'll be back for our final episode after Thanksgiving.
Bye, guys.
Keep slaying. Bye.
I have Sharpie on my hands. And I have
Sharpie
YouTube
on your
Premium.
hands.
Oh, yeah, I saw it in your arm. I was wondering.
can't
I was
say
like, did you
goodnight
get any-
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Scott Brubaker.
And I'm Kate Salamita. Rise and Shine Oswego starts right now.
This morning, the Internship and Job Expo is just a day away. What you can do to get ready.
And a local bar at Oswego caught on fire during the spring break.
Plus, President Trump could be the first former president to ever be indicted. We have the latest.
It's Tuesday, March 21st. This is Rise and Shine Oswego.
Hey everyone, welcome to Rise and Shine Oswego. Let's get right into our top story. Tomorrow, Excel is hosting the On-Campus Job and Internship Expo. The event is taking place tomorrow from 3 to 5 p.m. in the main hall of the Marano Campus Center. Unlike the career fair last week, the expo will focus on jobs and internships being offered here on the Oswego campus. The expo will include on-campus employers looking for part-time workers, interns, work-study roles, and more.
If students are looking to prep for the expo, Career Services in the Compass offers drop-in hours today from 11 to 4:30 and tomorrow from 11 to 2:30. Career Services can help students with writing their resumes, cover letters, and even building a LinkedIn profile. Excel Internship Coordinator Tina Cooper says that it is important for students to connect with the people who are going to be their mentors. This is what she had to say at last semester's expo.
That the word networking is not what you might picture it initially as. It's not just going to events like these. It's also realizing, okay, who are my faculty? What are their backgrounds? How can I connect with alumni? Who are my mentors?
Students interested in attending the expo are encouraged to pre-register at the Events tab on Handshake. It's election day for 3 Oswego County villages, but the ballots are looking a little empty. If you're registered to vote in Mexico, Phoenix, or Parish villages, make sure to head to the polls. Polls are open from noon until 9 p.m. today.
Students who are looking forward to the buy one, get one at the Raven tonight will have to change their plans. At the early hours on March 15th, Oswego's The Raven caught on fire. The fire took about 90 minutes to put out. The building sustained heavy damage to the second floor and the roof, and nearby buildings had considerable amounts of water damage. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
And New York State's volunteer firefighters respond to emergency calls and save lives. They also save billions in taxpayer money. A study released by the Firefighters Association of the State of New York says they saved $4.7 billion annually. There are 80,000 volunteer firefighters in just New York State. Out of the 1,640 fire departments in the state, just above 93% of them all are volunteer or mostly volunteer.
Now moving on to some state news, the Marijuana Regulation and Taxation Act is a very important governing document of the cannabis industry here in New York State. The MRTA created the Office of Cannabis Management, which oversees the licensing, cultivation, and production of cannabis. The law legalized recreational cannabis and placed a strong focus on social equity. The legislation aims to allot at least 50% of cannabis businesses licenses to social equity applicants. And all eyes will be on a New York courthouse today after former President Donald Trump announced over the weekend that he could be arrested as early as today. These claims come from an investigation into an alleged hush money payment made by then-candidate Trump to adult film star Stormy Daniels.
If Trump is arrested, this would be the first time in American history that a former president is criminally charged. Kara Chanel has more on the last-minute efforts by Trump attorneys ahead of the possible indictment.
Former President Donald Trump's attorneys making what could be a last-ditch effort to try to persuade a grand jury to not indict Trump. Trump's attorneys asked the Manhattan District Attorney's Office to call lawyer Bob Costello to testify before the grand jury after learning what they said was evidence that could contradict government witness Michael Cohen's prior testimony. Costello provided prosecutors hundreds of pages of documents and testified for about 3 hours Monday. He represented Cohen early in the investigation into hush money payments in early 2018. Cohen was on standby for several hours Monday afternoon to potentially be brought in as a rebuttal witness, but he left after 2 hours without being called. Meanwhile, security around the criminal court in Manhattan, where Trump, if indicted, would be presented, is tightening. NYPD officers installed security cameras on light posts and placed barricades in the streets surrounding the courthouse, all ramping up in anticipation that a decision by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg of whether to seek an indictment of Trump is coming any day now. Back to you.
And New York is not the only city preparing for possible protests. Fencing has gone up around the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C., and lawmakers were alerted of, quote, greater law enforcement presence on Capitol Hill.
Authorities say they anticipate demonstrations across the country related to the indictment if it happens, but they note that they have not tracked any specific credible threats against the Capitol or against state offices. The Ross Park Zoo in Binghamton has welcomed some new additions. 3 baby sandcats were welcomed in good health last month. Sandcats are small wild cats native to warm climate areas like the Sahara Desert and Central Asia. In the zoo, they live in a warm indoor habitat. Zoo officials say that the sandcat mom likes to hide and protect the babies in their nest box, so visitors will have to be patient when they're visiting.
That is so cute. I'm from close to the Binghamton area, so hopefully one day I get down there to see it. But today is officially the first full day of spring. The weather in Oswego is still a little chilly.
Assistant Chief Meteorologist David Ranzo is here with a quick check of the weather. David?
Hi, thanks guys. Yeah, as Scott said, it is the first full day of spring, but it is a little bit chilly out there. As spring moves in, you can expect to see some spring temperatures. This should be nice to feel compared to those Oswego temperatures, winter chill. However, along with nice temperature, you also expect to see some rain and maybe some snow too. That's a little surprising for this time of the year. But I'll have all that and more in my full forecast after the break. But first, back to Scott.
Thank you, David. Coming up, we have a new segment in store for you.
And what madness is March bringing? Stay tuned.
Shine on that boy. Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on? Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep. 10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
I think you could build a house here with how many bricks are being laid in this game.
That is a rapid nosedive, and it is at the point of no return, guys.
Jill
Should
told
we
me it
tell
was
him?
Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Rise and Shine Oswego. We have a new segment for you called Your Money Matters. Here's what's happening. Following the collapse of the Silicon Valley Bank here in the US and the Swiss National Bank overseas, 6 central banks have joined forces in an attempt to address the international banking crisis.
The Federal Reserve, the Bank of Canada, the Bank of England, the Bank of Japan, the Bank of European Central Bank, and the Swiss National Bank announced their course of action going forward. John Lorinick reports.
Hours after UBS, Switzerland's largest bank, agreed to accumulate the ailing Credit Suisse in an emergency buyout,
the takeover of Credit Suisse by UBS is the best solution for restoring the confidence that has been lacking in financial markets recently.
the Federal Reserve and other global central banks announced a coordinated effort they say will, quote, enhance the provision of liquidity via the standing U.S. dollar liquidity swap line arrangements. In layman's terms, they want to keep credit available for households and businesses. But some analysts still have concerns and questions.
What happens to the rest of sort of these regional mid-sized banks in the United States? Are they going to face outflows this week? Are people going to be nervous about banks who are sitting on a lot of unrealized losses or banks who have a lot of uninsured depositors?
Goldman Sachs says there's a 35% chance of the U.S. entering a recession within the next year due to these banking problems. That's a 10% hike since the start of the crisis.
We don't know what's going to happen. We do know that financial instability threatens what has been a very strong economic recovery. And for that reason, we need to act forcefully and with clear communication to prevent any contagion in our financial sector.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
So up to $250,000 per account are covered by the FDIC. If you have more than $250,000 in deposits at any one bank, you may want to reach out to a private banker at your institution.
Experts say it's best to keep your money in the bank to avoid bank runs, which is where many clients withdraw their money from a bank because they believe it will fail in the near future. Moving on to sports, this year's March Madness hasn't been anything short of madness, and every bracket is already busted. This year, over 20 million fans submitted their bracket. After major upsets like 15-seed Princeton taking down the number 2 seed Arizona, the NCAA said there was no perfect brackets left by the tournament's second day. The NCAA says with the odds of a perfect bracket can be as high as 1 in 9.2 quintillion. The Sweet 16 kicks off this Thursday, and fans are still excited to watch even if their brackets are busted.
I know so many people have been upset about the brackets this year. There have been some historic upsets in this March Madness tournament. Arguably, the biggest upset in March Madness history was the 16-seed Fairleigh Dickinson taking down number 1 seed Purdue in the first round of the March Madness tournament, leaving fans around the country stunned. Only 1.4% of fans picked Fairleigh Dickinson, beating Purdue in their brackets.
In the women's NCAA tournament, number 9 seed UMiami knocked off 1 seed Indiana in an exciting game. After a close third quarter with just seconds left, Destiny Harden hit a jump shot to secure a trip to the Sweet 16 for Miami. Miami will now take on 4 seed Villanova on Friday.
Still a lot of March Madness ahead, but still to come for us. Foot Locker is closing nearly 400 stores across the United States.
And David Rienz will be back with your full weather forecast. Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
Hi, welcome back to Rise and Shine Oswego. I'm David Rienzo. Let's take a look at your state around the state. Apologies. Over in western New York, they're looking at some clear skies, and as you move closer to central New York, also some sunny, partly cloudy skies. And right around our neck of the woods, you've got this cloud moving in from Canada, covering most of Oswego, Saratoga, and German Flats. Around Albany, they're also seeing some cloudy skies, which will move out over into Vermont. And downstate, which is anything down here is downstate, they're seeing some cloudy skies, including the city. Happy first day of spring, as Scott mentioned in the open. Today, not Saturday, is the first full day, and unfortunately it'll still be a bit cold. Some 40-degree temperatures with some south miles per hour, 6 mile per hour winds. Unfortunately not the day that we've expected for the first day of spring, but you take what you can get, am I right? As the day progresses, those clear skies will move out, clouds will move in, and the temperature will peak around 2 p.m. at 43 degrees. Not too bad, but still a bit cold. As the day progresses, 39 degrees, cooling down as the sun goes away. 2 mile per hour winds from the northeast, bringing a bit of a chill. 7-day forecast, expect to see a lot of rain for this week, as I mentioned. Thursday, that rain will move in from the south, bringing in also some warm temperatures, 52 degrees, more of the spring temperatures we'd expect. Rain accumulation is less than an inch. As the week progresses, it very much drops down to 39 degrees on Friday. Saturday and Sunday, more rain will be moving in. Saturday is when you might see the chance of a snow. Just some flurries, though, however, don't get too worried about that. Saturday and Sunday, rain, and Monday as well. So, unfortunately, spring showers are on their way. Back to Scott.
Thank you, David. Speaking of weather, the West Coast is getting walloped with another batch of severe weather.
California and nearby states are dealing with heavy rain, flood threats, and more. John Lorenick reports on the wild weather.
Santa Rosa County, California, where one resident is hoping crews can fortify a rain-soaked hill with gravel in an attempt to prevent a potential landslide.
There's another storm coming in. I'm expecting a little bit more of the dirt to shift. I feel hopeful, that they're working on fixing the issue, and, hopefully it's only positive movement from here.
Forecasters say California is getting hit with another atmospheric river, which can be described as a fire hose that blasts saturated air from the tropics into elevated latitudes and spraying increased amounts of rain or snow.
We're not hoping for it, but Mother Nature, she's got her own mind.
California has already experienced at least 11 of these atmospheric rivers this season, and this one is expected to last through Wednesday. Thousands of Californians were advised to flee their homes.
We had conversations with the residents here a few days ago. They all evacuated voluntarily and to the evacuation point at Porterville College.
More than 25 million people in California, Nevada, and Arizona are under alerts for strong winds. The National Weather Service says
And there is a silver lining to this story, though. The wet weather has ended the extreme drought conditions in California.
Scientists say that this is the first time that that's happened since 2020.
The first day back after spring break started with violence for a school in Texas. Yesterday morning, a student shot and killed a peer and injured another at Lamar High School in Arlington, Texas. The suspect was arrested at the scene and charged with capital murder. The shooter's motive and where they got the weapon remain unclear.
The popular sneaker store Foot Locker is planning to close 400 stores across North America by 2026. Foot Locker says they intend to revamp their brand by introducing new store concepts that appeal to younger customers. The closest store to us is the closest store here in Oswego is in Destiny Mall in Syracuse. So make sure to keep an eye out to see what's going on with all these stores.
And on Monday evening, at least 70 people were arrested and detained in Paris after they took to the streets in different parts of the French capital to protest the government. Earlier in the day, the French government survived 2 votes of no confidence against French President Emmanuel Macron, meaning his hugely unpopular pension reform to be implemented.
The Academy Awards happened over break, and we are here to get you updated on everything that you missed.
Kanaya, what do you have for us?
Coming up in entertainment, we talk about the Oscars, new movies, and more. Stay tuned.
But first, let's take a look at what's on the menu today. Lakeside Dining Hall has grilled Cuban sandwich and portobello burgers.
Cooper has some homemade mac and cheese casserole and sloppy joes, and Pathfinder will have chicken sausage subs and roasted vegetable ravioli and some good onion petals.
Looking forward to dinner, Cooper will have chicken and cheese quesadillas, and similarly, Pathfinder will have beef tacos. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Oswego. Let's get right into your entertainment news. John Wick Chapter 4 is set to release on the 24th. Keanu Reeves has said that while it's fun getting to learn the new skills for the movie, that it's one of the hardest physical roles of his career because of the intense training. On March 17th, the cast learned that unfortunately that Lance Reddick, who played the concierge in the movie, passed away, and have dedicated the 4th movie in his honor. I was so sad to hear that he had passed away. I loved his additions to the movie. He played the character very nicely.
Are you guys John Wick fans of the franchise?
I've never watched it. I can't say I have watched it before.
I've only seen the first one. I've never seen the other two.
Me and my little cousin binged watched all 3 of them in one night.
Are they good? Do you recommend? Because
Yes,
just
I
like
do
them, I haven't seen them. Okay.
Very recommend.
I have to put that on my watch list.
What's next?
In the 2023 Oscars, Everything Everywhere All at Once has swept up the awards this season, as expected. They won Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Director, and more. There was a touching moment in which Ke Huy Quan, who was a part of the Indiana Jones movie, hugged Harrison Ford, who announced the award for Best Picture.
I know we were talking about earlier in the office who we really wanted to get
Austin
Oscars.
Butler.
Austin Butler.
Was robbed.
Angela Bassett as well.
Robbed.
But it's okay. Congrats to everybody who did win an Oscar, though.
Very well deserved.
Sure. In Nashville, Tennessee, a star-studded LGBTQ+ benefit concert called Love Rising is set to go on, even in the wake of Governor Bill Lee signing 2 bills believed to target the LGBT community in Tennessee. The show is said to be a celebration of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and will benefit organizations such as the Tennessee Equality Project. I know a bit about the 2 bills. One is like an anti-drag bill, in which you're not allowed to be dressed up in drag within 1,000 feet of a school or a church.
Interesting, yeah. It's always interesting to see the different political statements being taken in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
So what's coming up in our Hollywood Minute?
A major Marvel shakeup, an Oscar-winning filmmaker's next project, and Everything Everywhere's Joy takes a joyride. David Daniel has details in today's Hollywood Minute.
I would like to have the Black Panther of every single diverse group that watches our films.
Marvel Studios reportedly has lost a veteran executive and a major voice for representation. Victoria Alonso had been with Marvel since the start of the MCU and was an executive producer on every Marvel movie and series since 2012's The Avengers. Most recently, Alonso was Marvel's president for physical and post-production, visual effects, and animation production. No word on the reasons for her departure.
I almost never became a director.
But he did. Oscar winner Jordan Peele has made Get Out, Us, and Nope, and now he's looking ahead. Universal, which released his first 3 films, has slated untitled 4th film directed by Jordan Peele for December 25th, 2024.
I talked to Kat. She lives there now.
Of course, Kat, actress, your famous college roommate.
A joyride for joy. Here's a look at the raucous comedy Joyride, starring Oscar nominee Stephanie Hsu, who played Joy in Everything Everywhere All at Once. She's part of a quartet of Asian American friends on an eventful cross-country trip across China. The directorial debut of Crazy Rich Asians co-writer Adele Lim hits theaters July 7th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All right, that is all for entertainment news. We'll be back with more Rise and Shine Oswego right after this.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that boy.
Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep. 10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Oswego. Our final story of the morning, a new U.S. men's national blind soccer team debuted in California on Sunday.
The team has 8 athletes who are visually impaired and 2 sightseeing goalkeepers.
Blind soccer has been a part of the Paralympics since 2004, but the United States has never had a team until now.
This won't be the case in 2028 as the U.S. is going to host the Paralympic Games with the team getting an automatic entry.
Oh, that's very interesting. Just a reminder for all of you, if you miss any of our shows here on WTOP 10, you can find them all on our YouTube page.
That's right. From news to OPs to sports, you can catch all of our broadcasts on the link below.
And that's our report this morning. We'll see you right back here tonight for WTOP 10 Nightly News.
From all of us here at Rise and Shine Oswego, thank you so much for watching and have a terrific.
This is a production of Hockey Night in Oswego. Only on WTOP.
Welcome on the shores of Lake Ontario. We have a heated matchup here tonight inside the Deb between the Oswego State women's team and the Cortland Red Dragons. A huge matchup in Newell play, but I'm Kyle Spizak. Joining me, Brian Burrows and Madison Flood. And guys, what a matchup we have going on tonight.
Yeah, this matchup is absolutely huge for the Newell standings. Both these teams, top 3, Oswego 2, Cortland 3, and we'll get into standings later, but this matchup is going to tonight is probably going to decide where they stand in the playoffs later.
Both of these teams really need this win, and I personally think that they're both going to fight very hard for it. It's going to be a very close game, in my opinion.
Yeah, without a doubt, I agree with both you guys, but that's not the only storyline that we have here tonight. Tonight on the Oswego State ice, it is Pride Night here in the Deb. If you take a look, the Oswego State women's team, they have their sticks taped in Pride colors. A big event here for the Lakers. Tell me, guys, what you think about the event here tonight.
I think it's a really wonderful thing that they're doing. I think it's great to show the representation, especially on such a big game, because I think a lot of people are going to be tuning in and seeing it. I think it's a great sport.
It's a great opportunity for the Lakers. It's a great cause, great to bring awareness for the team. I'm really happy that they're doing it. I know this affects a lot of people around the world. Like, pride is just a big thing, and I think raising awareness for it is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, without a doubt, a huge night and a great way to raise awareness here in the Deb. But we move on to a little bit about the Newell standings. This is a must-win game for the Lakers. The Lakers have to win this game and win out their season, essentially, if they want to clinch the second place slot in the Newell. So taking a look at the full screen, guys, what do you think about the breakdown so far?
Look, Plattsburgh, they're clear, they're first. This game, though, like I said, it matters so much. Cortland, only 1 point behind, but they have played 2 less games. So they have the opportunity, even if they lose tonight, to still overtake the Lakers. But if the Lakers do win tonight, it becomes that much harder for the Red Dragons.
I completely agree. I think that this is a must-win if Oswego has any hopes of just moving up farther and definitely getting that home ice advantage. And yeah, I completely agree. I think it's a must-win for both of these teams. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Without a doubt. And if you take a look at the season, how it's folding out, the Lakers do need to win out, but they also need Cortland to drop a game either against Potsdam or Canton within the coming weeks if they want to be able to slot into that number 2 slot, which would be huge here in the Deb, as they did host a game last year. And speaking of that game last year, we talked with Rachel Corbett of the Oswego State women's team about what it's like playing the Red Dragons as they played a playoff game against them here last year.
Really excited that it's Cortland, and we should be, and it'll be a good game regardless if it's home or away, and we're really looking forward to it. It's really hard to beat a team 3 times in a row because just strategy comes into it after that, but they're all 1-goal games, so we know nothing's guaranteed, and they're a really good team, and we have to play our best hockey.
And Corbett talked a little bit about how this Cortland team has been really good this year. They faced each other twice already this season. Both games that they faced each other, the Lakers won. One was at home, one down in Alumni Arena in Cortland. So how big is this game here to beat them 3 times this season?
Look, Rachel said it. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a year, and this is looking like a potential of 4 matchups this season. But having the second game in the Deb this year is that much easier for the Lakers to get this squeeze and sweep.
I completely agree. I think that the home ice advantage is definitely going to come in handy. And I also think that, like you said, just the atmosphere of the Deb itself is really going to get them hyped. I think they're going to do a really good job.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, obviously, it's a huge game here. They've had a long history against each other. They did send Oswego home in the playoffs last year, right here in the Deb, in an overtime loss. So it's going to be a really crucial game for the Lakers to win here, kind of a revenge tour in a sense. So one of the big key factors in this game is going to be special teams as we take a look in special teams so far this season for both teams. The Lakers, I mean, their power play has not been it this year.
No, it hasn't been great. And you see like the big difference in power play percentage, but it really comes on the opportunities for both teams. The Lakers have had so many more chances on the power play, and they haven't converted, and that's the big problem.
I completely agree. I think that they need to really kind of get their head on straight and understand that when this opportunity presents itself like a power play, you have to go for it, especially in a game as the stakes are as high as this.
I mean, just taking a look at it, Cortland has more power play goals on about half of the chances. But that's not all we got coming up here in this pregame show. We'll have more coming soon. We're going to throw it to break real quick, and after break, we got more for you. Talking about this weekend last weekend up in North Country and what games we got to take a look at. So stay tuned here on WTOP 10.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I think you could build a house here with how many bricks are being laid in this game.
That is a rapid nosedive, and it is at the point of no return, guys.
Up to Dobson at the point. The cross-ice pass comes to Parise, who's going to extend the lead to 3, but the Columbus Blue Jackets, they're not going down without a fight. Puck loose, out in front of net.
Welcome back to the best show on WTOP. I'm your host, Miss Meg Trivia, and I'm Donna.
We start things off in the pool as 4 members of the Oswego women's swimming and diving team have earned all SUNY icons. Finally, got that old music back. Welcome live inside the Outroker studio for the newest episode of Sports.
Here in Oswego, New York, as we are inching closer and closer to puck drop. I'm Kyle Spizak, Brian Burrows, and Madison Flood next to me here. And we take a look at the last weekend out for both teams. Cortland took a trip up to Platte last weekend, and let's take a look at how that fared out for the Cortland Red Dragons. So if you take a look at the game, Plattsburgh does take both of them, but Cortland plays them pretty tough, guys.
Yeah, Cortland played them pretty tough. And it honestly pretty similar to when Oswego played them just a couple weekends ago back in January for the Plattsburgh game. And their Plattsburgh weekend scores kind of similar.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see here that it's clear that they took advantage of the opportunities that were presented to them. I mean, they did take shots. I mean, both games, 25-44, 22-44. I just think that Plattsburgh puts up a really good fight, and that's why they're number 1 in the new HL. And I think that if Cortland wants a chance, they definitely need to step it up.
I mean, Gorgon had 44 shots faced in both games and only let in 3 at the absolute most. But they weren't the only team that made a trip up north last weekend, as the Lakers did so too, facing off against Canton and Potsdam. As we take a look at those scores from last weekend, the Lakers dropped one of those games. They dropped to Canton but they do come out on top over Potsdam, guys. What do you think about those games, and how does that fare the Lakers coming into the season?
I think that, it's really good that they took that opportunity, but also I think that, I don't know, I think they did good. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the Canton loss was not great. They really needed a win there, or at least to get a point out of that game. You can't go to Canton and not score a goal, as you finally see it there, the 2-0 victory. But you go to Potsdam the next day, you rebound, 5 goals, shutout for Lexi Levy. Great game from her first shutout of the season, and it really did help the standings coming over there with that Potsdam win.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a huge win there against Potsdam. They really, really needed that last Saturday. And like we said, they did drop to Canton, but they put up 33 shots against Canton. And the thing about Canton is they have Serena Alvarez in net, who is one of the best goalies in the Newell. 0-7 on the power play, though, for the Lakers. That is not pretty at all whatsoever.
No, it's not. But they went and did it the next day to Potsdam. So the penalty kill was doing a lot better. They kept Canton 0 for 3 as well. So 10 kills in 2 days, not bad.
Also, they won an incredible amount of face-offs. I mean, both games. They did sort of drop off with Potsdam a little bit, but in the end, it didn't matter because they were able to pull off the win.
Yeah, the Lakers got to get back going as we take a look at some of those highlights from last game. Just a really good display of offense from the Lakers. But I'm not the analyst here. You guys are, so I'll let you get your licks in on this.
Yeah, I mean, it was 3-point games from Haas and Bednarik, and the puck passing, was really good. And just I love the way this team shares the puck in general, and they showed it in this Potsdam game.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I love how they move so in sync when it comes to, they have one goal in mind, and the puck moves, it seems to move so seamlessly, especially when they're all just in sync and they want to win. So
yeah, they had a fantastic weekend against Potsdam. But we interviewed Coach Digby, and we're gonna see what he had to say about last weekend's games.
To see that there was no panic on Saturday. We got to Potsdam and put Friday night behind us and just got out there and played one of the better 60-minute games that we've played all season. So it was nice to see.
And like Digby said in that shot right there, one of the better games that they played all season. They played a full 60 minutes. Burrows, how important is it for this Lakers team to play all 60, especially against a team like Cortland here today?
If they let off the gas at all in this game, they're going to lose, and they're going to fall to at least third place in the Newell standings. They can't do it. Playing the entire 60 is the only way they're winning this game today.
I completely agree. They really need to, they have to understand they cannot make room, there's no room for error tonight, because as you said, they will drop right down to number 3, and they cannot afford that at all.
Yeah, and the Lakers are going to have to rely on some of their bigger point scorers. But as we talked about earlier, last year, they did face off against each other right here in the Deb, but it was on March 1st doing a playoff game in the Newell semifinals. As we take a look at the breakdown of that game, a 1-0 loss in overtime for the Lakers. And if you guys remember this game, how heartbreaking was that for the Lakers?
Yeah, it was so tough to watch that game. Watch the way it ended. It was like a flimsy goal that just kind of bounced past Joanna Heber, who was in net for that one. It was really tough. They played a really good game the entire 60, and then the overtime came. It was just kind of a silly mistake.
I actually did not watch that game. I was not there, but looking at these stats, I can tell it was just a tough loss. And I mean, 30 shots, 33 faceoffs, they really did give it their all. And to have that result, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, the last goal goes in, a shot from the point, just hits off a player, and then manages to squeak by Joanna Heber and to end their season right there. Not the way you want to end it on a redirected shot in front of the net, but sometimes that's just the way the puck falls. But don't go anywhere just yet, because after this block, when we're going into C block, we're going to have Thomas Turgeon, Logan Stolberg, and we have a special guest, somebody who may or may not be pretty good at hockey, so stay tuned for their analysis.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to Major Discussion.
And Christmas is well past, but we got a gift here tonight as the Oswego State Lakers take on the Cortland Red Dragons. Once again, Kyle Spizak, Ryan Burrows, Madison Flood. And tonight, the main thing that is going to determine the outcome of this game is the goaltender play from each side. Both teams, outstanding goalies. As we take a look a little bit about these goalies, guys, it's kind of similar play styles, but very similar stats. How crucial is goaltending this game?
Molly Gorgon is probably the best goaltender second best goaltender in the Newell this year. She is a top 10 goalkeeper in the country, number 11th in goals against average with a 1.3 goals against average. That is ridiculous. You add to that her 11-6-0 record to go with 7 shutouts this year. That's number 5 in the country.
I think that the goalies are going to make or break the game tonight. I mean, I really think that, of course, all the other positions are important, just as they are in any other game, but these two facing off, it's going to be a crazy game.
I mean, both goalies in their own respective rights have been having an amazing season. On the right, Lexi Levy, a 206 goals against and a 920 save percentage. Mind you, this is her first year in this program, too. That is insane. But like you said, Molly Gorgon, what a season she's been having as well. But you've seen enough of us so far, so we're going to throw it down into the corner for our main man, Logan Stolberg. Logan, take us away.
Hey, thanks, Kyle. Hey, for the big, I'm here. I was just watching warm-ups here. Well, there's a huge shakeup in the lineup for tonight for Cortland. 2 defensive men are out. Ainsley Delacourt and Kate Bourgeois are both out tonight. So for Cortland, senior Molly McCabe is going to likely have to step up tonight. She has 8 points on the season so far. So with the lineup change, well, they're going to have to seize upon it. Likely Bednarek, Haas, or McGrath, among others, are going to have to step up tonight. Now moving on to the Losnick sisters. Mia and Jillian are both on the same line tonight. Mia leads the team with scoring. She has 10 goals, 16 assists. There's 26 total points on the season. For Oswego, there isn't really any major changes in the lineup. The only thing really, Lauren Jones in the same lineup with Amanda Zeinstein tonight. So on a final note, Lizzie Burke, she is an additional skater for the Lakers tonight. Last year she had 8 points. She really did well, but this year she has struggled. So hopefully tonight she gets back on track and plays well tonight. Back to you guys.
Well, thank you, Logan. Welcome inside the Steve Levy press box. Thomas Turgeon alongside men's hockey defenseman Ryan Dickinson. And Ryan, welcome in. A big matchup ahead for the Oswego State Lakers, trying to sweep Cortland this time here at the Deb.
Yeah, no, it's a big matchup tonight. A lot of things at stake for the standings. I'm grateful to be here, so thanks for having me, Thomas.
And it's a big game at hand, as the guys mentioned, and as well as Madison up on the perch. And Logan mentioned it down ringside. Couple lineup changes since the last time these two teams met, which was all the way back in November. And more importantly, on the defensive end, Ryan, you're a defenseman yourself. A couple changes on the defensive end. Who's going to step up, in your opinion? We'll start off on the visitor side for Cortland.
Yeah, so Cortland's got 2 of their top defensemen out tonight, which is unfortunate for them. You know, they're coming into a tough road game. But I'm looking to Molly McCabe, number 19. She's a senior. you know, she's been here for a long time. They're missing 2 of their top Ds. She's a staple in their lineup, so they're going to be looking at her to step up tonight.
And Molly McCabe has done really well on the defensive end, but Grant Cortland has been a rotating door, really, of quality defensemen. And on the other hand, Oswego, they've been the direct opposite. Their defensemen have stayed rather sound in their top 6 pair. The only change, Lauren Schell out tonight, Lauren Jones in the lineup for Oswego. And one of the staples of that defensive core has been Amanda Zenstein, who is your defenseman player to watch.
Yeah, I went with Ziner tonight. I think she's a really crafty player. She creates a lot of good scoring opportunities for their team. She's got a bomb from up top. Yeah, she's going to be big for them tonight and eat a lot of minutes.
And she's got 3 goals and 6 assists last year, already breaking that this year, 4 goals and 11 assists. But overall, final thoughts going into such a big matchup between these two teams.
Yeah, I think if you're Oswego, you got to be really strong defensively. And if you're Cortland, you know, I think without 2 of your top D, you're looking to other people to step up for you.
Well, that'll do it for us in the Steve Levy press box. We'll send it right back to the perch. Kyle, Brian, Maddie, you guys have the rest.
And thank you guys for that outstanding analysis. Ryan Dickinson, Oswego State defenseman, giving us, you know, a little bit of insider knowledge. Not illegal, though, because we're broadcasters. So, but do you guys agree with what they said? Do you think defense is going to be a big key part of this matchup?
I completely agree. I think that it's probably going to be one of the most important positions tonight. Like, the most pressure is going to be on them aside from the goalie. But yeah, I think that if both teams want any chance of winning, their defense has got to step it up.
Yeah, you know, I agree. Look, we talked about goalies already, and the defense, they play in tandem. If the defense is off, it's going to not help the goalies. So defensively, both teams have to be sharp if they want to protect their goalies.
I agree with you there, but I'm going to disagree. I think scoring has to be a big part for the Lakers. But we're going to throw it to break real quick. When we come back, the 3 Ps, player to watch, picks, and puck drop.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
And we are just minutes away from puck drop here in the Deb as the lights are off. I'm Kyle Spizak, Brian Burrows, Madison Flood, and we have the most electric segment there is, the 3 Ps here today. So, Burrows, start us off. Who's your player to watch for Portland?
I'm got to go with Mia Lasnik. 10 goals, 16 assists this season. She's number 29 in the country in points per game, number 26 in the country in assists per game. She's on the second line center tonight for this team, and she's going to do a lot of damage. Sophomore from Olean, New York. Can't overlook her on that second line.
My player is number 24 forward Grace Schnorr of the Portland Red Dragons. She has had 5 goals, 6 assists throughout the past 11 games that Oswego and Cortland have played. And it's important to note that 5 of these assists occurred during power plays. So she sees the opportunities when they are presented to score or help score, and she takes them.
Yeah, and Burrows, take us away with what you're thinking for Oswego.
I got to go with Morgan Shines. This year, only 3 goals, 4 assists in her 23 games played. But if you go, look at her stats versus Cortland. It's 4 goals, 2 assists in her 9 games in her career versus Cortland.
Mine is number 2 of the Oswego Lakers forward, Mac Hall. She has 2 goals and 1 assist throughout the past 4 games that have been played between the Lakers and the Dragons. But on January 6th in Potsdam, she hit her season high with 7 shots and 3 goals. So she understands that when the stakes are high, she will take it. She will kick it up a notch. And I think she might have that same behavior tonight.
And those players are going to be a huge factor in the game. But now we're going to move on to our picks. Burrows, what is your prediction for the score of the game tonight?
So I'm going to do something that we don't like to do a lot here at TOP. I'm saying the word overtime. 3-2 Oswego in overtime.
I'm getting a little controversial tonight. I'm saying 3-3 in overtime. And I know a tie is not the best for both of these teams, but they're both bringing their A game, and I think it's a possibility.
So I'm the only one that predicts this ending in regulation here tonight, I guess. But I'm going 2-1. The Oswego State Lakers take the lead over the Dragons tonight. So really, to summarize things up, it's going to be a hard-fought battle. It's going to be a very physical game, and it's going to be very reliant on the goaltenders, guys. Any final thoughts?
I'm excited. I think it's going to be a really good game. I think everyone's going to kind of be on the edge of their seats, and I think both teams are ready to go.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of high-level hockey in this one, and I'm just excited to see just kind of where the puck takes us tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a solid matchup, and it's crucial for playoff standings. So you know that it's going to be a doozy here tonight. But that's enough for us here. Now we're going to kick it over to the game. We have anthems, and then Thomas Turgeon and Ryan Dickinson will be on the call. Stay tuned.
Arena, where the Cortland Red Dragons come to town for Pride Night, as the Oswego State Lakers have their final 2 home games and really 2 regular season games left to play this weekend. Cortland tonight, followed by Buffalo State tomorrow. But first, they got to get through the Red Dragons first. Hello, everyone. Thomas Turgeon alongside Ryan Dickinson with you here in the Steve Levy press box tonight. And Ryan, we mentioned already in the pregame show, Kyle Bryan and Madison already hammered that home. It's a huge 2 points for either side of the bench tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you're either of these teams, you're really looking to play on home ice come playoff time. It's going to be a good test tonight. We got Mark Digby on the bench alone, which is something to keep of note. You're going to be looking to your senior defenseman to be running that D-door because he'll probably be preoccupied with the forwards. And it's going to be a good test tonight for the Lakers.
Overall, these 2 teams are the currently 2nd and 3rd seeds in the Newell Conference. Oswego sitting at 2, Cortland sitting at 3, but Cortland 2 games at hand on the Lakers. And it's Coach Digby told me earlier this week is a very likely chance that the Lakers will travel down to Cortland for the semifinal, as Cortland has matchups against Potsdam and Canton left, 2 teams where they've really had the better hand of in the previous matchups. Oswego in white, Cortland in red. The starting lineups tonight for Oswego, it's a little bit of a line shakeup. Taylor Hudon, Ashlyn McGrath, and Ariella Haas is the forward line. Lauren Jones and Amanda Zenstein on the defensive pair, and in between the pipes, it's a no-brainer. She's been in for a majority of them this season. It's Lexi Levy. On the other hand, for the Red Dragons on the road, it's going to be the top line of the assistant captains and captain trio. Grace Schnorr and Emily Cromer at the wings, Danny Donegan in the center. On defense, it's Beth MacArthur and Molly McCabe. And Ryan and I, you already mentioned how Cortland with a little bit of a shakeup on the defensive end. How do they keep the consistency moving forward into a big time in the season?
Yeah, I think really it just comes down to people stepping up, come the right time. If you're Cortland, you've got 2 really big pieces on your back end out. That means other people are going to get opportunity to shine, and they got to make the most of that opportunity. That's what I really liked about Molly. I think she's been a staple in this lineup for Cortland for a good bit now. Did a little bit of homework on her, and she's going to get a lot of minutes tonight.
And the 2 defensemen that we were talking about, Kate Bourgeois and Ainsley Delacourt, both out of the lineup tonight. Delacourt 5 goals, 13 assists, and 18 points so far this season. Bourgeois, on the other hand, 6 goals, 7 assists, and 13 points this season. Bench is rocking, puck is down, and we're underway here in the first period. The Battle of I-81, it's the Red Dragons and the Lakers here on WTOP 10. It's Zenstein in the back end of the Oswego State defensive zone. She tries to chip it into open ice, but scooped right back up by the Red Dragons. It's Schnorr in the corner. Peels it back down low for Cromer. Back up to the point now. A shot coming on through traffic. Got deflected but knocked down by Levy. It's Donegan back up to the point. Across for MacArthur. As it's taken away by the Lakers, and Jones banks it off the boards and will go all the way down the ice. And that will be our first stoppage of the game. 35 seconds in. It's an icing. And Cortland, a quick shift and a quick line change, but overall, good offensive possession.
Yeah, they looked like they were looking to go low to high early, get their D active. Oswego packs it in a little bit, so getting your D involved can help you create a lot of offense.
Ariella Haas on the draw there, and she wins that one as Zenstein corrals it all the way across the near side boards. Hudon looks to chip it out. Nothing doing there. It's Mia Losnick holding the blue line. As she drops it off, throwing one on there was Swolak, and she'll be sticked away by Lexi Levy. As Jillian Losnick, the sister combo on the second line, Mia and Jillian with Fanny Annaborn on the right wing for the second line for Cortland. As they'll cycle, it'll be Mia Holosnik, sends it up to the point, and that one goes wide off the boards and into the glove of Lexi Levy. 2 consistent shifts for Cortland. Oswego a little bit on their heels to start off this first minute and 6 seconds in the first period.
Yeah, I think if you're out there for Oswego in that situation, it's tough, right? You guys have an ice. They get fresh legs out, but I like the play by Levy just to grab that thing, cover, get fresh troops on the ice.
Face-off won by Malone, sends it right back up the strong side. Hull looking to center for Bednarik, but it's kept in by the Red Dragons before carried out by Hull.
3-on-2 if you hurry.
She'll bring it the left side, and she'll bring it into the corner. Looking for support was Bednarik, but the puck just rolls its way around. Zemlak back up to the point. Webster lets one rip. That one got blocked out in front. It was blocked by Jaden Kelly. And it's dumped right back in by Webster. The first offensive opportunity the Lakers have really had in this first minute and a half.
Good stick by Benderek there.
And then Malone in the corner. It's taken away now and scooped up by Amanda Gaffney. As it's a ball in the near side corner, but taken away by Cortland. Flipped off the boards by Persinger, and down the length of the ice. It'll go just by the outside of the cage of Lexi Levy, down for an icing. It'll go back down the other way, and for the first time, Oswego with a face-off in the Cortland defensive zone and a couple offensive chances for the Lakers.
Yeah, no, it's good. I like the out of Malone, Benderek, and Hull line. They've been really good for the Lakers here down the stretch. Hopefully they can keep that going throughout the night.
And a little bit of a change-up already. Ariella Haas in center. On the wings, it's going to be Lizzie Burke and Sophia Kirakostas. A little bit different from what the line chart that was given to us earlier today. And Mark Digby shuffling the deck a little bit just prior to puck drop must be, as the puck's behind the net for Burke. It's grabbed back by Haas as she gets tied up, picks up the loose puck, lets one rip off the blocker of Gorgon and into the netting. The first save she's had to have today. And she's been crucial for Cortland so far this year, getting a majority of the starts. 17 games played, a 1.3 goals against average, and 9.46 save percentage. Really one of the top goaltenders in the Newell Conference.
Absolutely. If you're Oswego, you got to be looking to get pucks and bodies in front of her.
Burke looks to center one for Kirakostas. The puck comes loose out in front.
Still loose.
And it's still loose, and it's picked right back up and slammed back up the far side corner by the Red Dragons. It gets by Booth. Over to Preston as she was pressured by Eichmann, but it's brought back in. Preston looks to center Kirakostas, and it just rolls off of her stick as it's scooped right back up by Metcalf. Banking one off the boards now. One more time for Eichmann, and it finally goes into the Oswego State defensive zone for the first time in a few minutes as grabbed back by Booth. Maya Booth bringing it across the top of the circles, finds the stick of Mucha as she tries to glide it into the offensive zone, and she will, but it's scooped right back up by the captain, Danny Donegan, who had the game-winning goal back in the Newell semifinal last year here in March in the depth. As Zenstein behind the net. Over to the opposing side was Corbett looking to find a centering Mucha. She couldn't able to break it out, and Corbett looks to find Mucha again, but no communication there, leads it to go down the length of the ice for another icing, as Persinger was the first one on it.
Yeah, it looks right now like the Lakers know the importance of the game. They look a little bit nervous, a little bit on their heels. They got a lot of veteran leadership on this team. I'm looking for Kylie Grugan here to step up, have a big shift, and get them out of trouble here.
Another senior in that group and part of the original recruiting class from the 2019 season. The only ones left from that are Morgan Shines and Mia Comboy. Seems like an eternity ago, as Coach Digby said, the pre-COVID recruiting class. As it's held in by the Red Dragons on a gutsy play by Grace Schnorr. It's grabbed back down again, centers one off the stick of Levy, and back in the corner now for Cromer. Cromer along the wall. Finds Schnorr to the point, just throws one on goal off the mask of Levy. The rebound off the chest and cleared right back to the corner by Kylie Grugan. Grugan flips one out into the neutral zone, blocked by Persinger, but scooped right back up by Corbett. As Grugan will go off the ice for the change, Zenstein will pick up the loose puck, look to dump it in, and she tries to bank it off the wall while Corbett was getting a change. It was knocked down by Persinger. And she gets sticked away by Comboy as the puck gets recovered by Webster, and looking to clear, she will out to center ice as the puck just hops over Kramer's stick. Another deflection there by Conboy, and it's a bow for it right in front of the Oswego State bench. Conboy shines on it. She burns by Losnick. Shines shot. That one got blocked away by MacArthur. As it goes to the opposite corner, Persinger.
Great shift by Mia Conboy right now. She's really moving her feet. She's all over. Good stick detail. Fun to watch right now.
It's cleared down the near side by MacArthur, off the boards, and finally out. It's carried across by Jillian Losnick. She's in on Webster. Tries to pull a nifty move by, but will instead pickpocket Webster. Losnick looks to feed one on goal, and it goes right past the stick of Gaffney. Gaffney drops it off for MacArthur. MacArthur lets one go, blocked away by the blocker of Levy. Banking one off the boards with Shines as she got shoved by Gaffney, but sent right back deep by Gaffney. Webster on the tie up, the loose puck picked up by Anneborn. Back up to the point, a shot coming on, another good blocker save by Levy on the opportunity by McCabe. As Anneborn sends it deep, it's grabbed back by Zemlak and over to Webster, off the stick of Shines, and finally out to the neutral zone Mia Conboy, like you mentioned, Ryan, out there for quite some time, finally gets a change. As Cortland will dump it in, they'll wave it off, no icing. The first one on at Kramer, as there'll be a Balfour in the near corner.
Webster and Zemlak not able to get a change there. They're tired.
As Benrick looks to bank one off the boards past Kramer, she says, I don't think so, and dumps it right back in for the Red Dragons, and Oswego looks to slam it out. As Malone looks for the backhand pass, as Cortland's right there, right in front of him, just pinching that far side. Benrick now centers for Hall. They'll finally break out. It's Mac Hall. Sticked away on Malone was Eichmann, but it's sent deep around to the near side. Preston very aggressive on the pinch. Bednarik looks to settle it down and keep it in, but instead will just throw it back in the defensive zone. A couple Lakers will get a change. It'll be brought across by the Red Dragons and dumped right back in by Jonah Ezard.
Cortland is making Oswego's defense work very hard right now.
It's dumped right back in by Cortland. Ryan, like you mentioned, Cortland just all over on this forecheck, side to side. Whatever side Oswego's looking to break out on, they seem to just move as a cohesive unit. Nothing doing for the Lakers. They'll finally dump it in. Kirikostas first on the forecheck on Donegan, but it's easily broken out by the Lakers and carried across and dumped right back in by the Red Dragons.
Looks like something Cortland talked about maybe in the dressing room. Make Oswego's D really work tonight. And it looked like it's paying off so far for Cortland.
It's brought right back in across. Schnorr looks to feed one. Instead sends it low. Back up high. It bumbles off the stick of Persinger as it's sent right back down low. Haas on the prowl and fed out in front. A one-timer, huge save. Rebound and another save by Levy. Not once, but twice. Lexi Levy, 2 key stops, keeping it a scoreless game.
Levy's been great for this team all season, and a big game at home. She continues that 8 minutes into the first here.
And a huge save by Lexi Levy to keep it scoreless for the Lakers. As cleared right back out. Here comes Grugan, a one-on-one with MacArthur. Poked away. As it's sent right back to the opposite direction for Cortland before it's turned over by Zenstein as she banks one off the boards. Looking for Grugan in a delayed offsides. Cortland is able to reset and break right back out as here comes Danny Donegan down the far side. Kylie Grugan now without a glove. Right back out in the slot. Cortland looking for a shot. Grugan finally found her mitt out in center ice, but it's dumped right back in by the Red Dragons. A relentless forecheck so far as it's dumped in by Mia Losnick.
Cortland not really looking to gain the zone with possession, just looking really to force Oswego's D-men to make mistakes going back for pucks. It's working so far.
Zenstein on the shot. It goes off the mask of Gorgon and into the corner as it's picked up by Hudon. Dropped off now for Comboy. Looks to fire one on. It goes off a stick. Shines back up to the point for Zenstein trying to hold it in. It's in between her legs. She sweeps her stick like a broom, but keeps it in to the offensive half for the Lakers. It's a 3-on-1. Mia Comboy looks to fire one. That one goes wide.
Shocked there wasn't a trip there on Zeinstein.
Oswego clears it out, Cortland, as Zenstein banks one off the wall. But once more, right on to the paddle of Molly Gorgon, and we'll have a whistle. A couple good opportunities, but we're going to throw it ringside down to Logan Stolberg, who has more. Logan, take it away.
I'm ready. Opportunities in Cortland's zone, but Cortland's blocking everything so far, and Lexi Levy faced 9 shots already. She's doing really well.
Thank you, Logan. For Malone, as she gets tied up and sent up the near side, and an aggressive pinch there by Bednarik, and the puck came free and goes all the way down. Webster racing for it. She'll win the race against Amanda Gaffney for another icing. Oswego having the benefit of the draw over the last few shifts in the offensive zone.
Yeah, Oswego looking to turn around here. Maybe have a good 10 minutes. I think if you're Mark Digby here, you're talking to your girls. You're letting them know we got to own this next 10 and have some momentum here going in the second.
He's brought back. Mac Hall back up to the point. Maya Booth fires one. That one got off the skate of Gaffney, but it's picked right back up. Bednarik to the center. Another shot kicked away by Gorgon. The rebound was scooped right up into the leather trapper of Molly Gorgon, and another good save there. With 10:25 remaining here in the first period, we expected a low-scoring game, and that's exactly how it is. It's 0-0 midway through the first period.
Yeah, great look for Simone there. I think this line's going to generate a lot of offense throughout the night. They got a lot of talent up there. There will be a fun line to watch tonight.
The puck gets sent around to the near side. It's a battle for it, and it's picked right back up, though, by McCabe, who brings it behind the net. Sends it along the far side boards, looking to find Hunter, but gets tied up, and it's finally carried away with speed is Eichmann down the far side. She gets poke-checked by Bednarik, and Preston puts on the brakes with possession, banks one off the boards, can't find the stick of Hall, and it's sent right back deep as it's dumped in and hit off the glove of Booth. She'll look to bank a stretch pass intended for McGrath, and she's got a break. She's going to beat out the icing in a good effort by her to allow a couple of her line mates to get a change as Ariella Haas and Sophia Kirakostas spring on for the Lakers. As Cortland looks to dump it in, it's taken back by Oswego State. McGrath up for Haas with a little bit of room to wheel. Ariella Haas tries to pull a nice move there, but wasn't able to do so, and it's cleared right back out by the Red Dragons. Lauren Jones will flip it right back in, as Jones been in and out of the lineup this year. It's only her 4th game on the year, but still making an effort in the lineup for Mark Digby's squad when her number is called, as Haas has it. Down low, Corbett looks to feed on front. Grugan instead finds the stick of Jones, and that one got blocked out in front.
3-on-2 here for Cortland.
As Grace Schnorr was carrying across, she bumps into the official. An unfortunate turn of events there for Grace Schnorr. Didn't realize the traffic, but it's kept right back in by Jillian Zwolak. It's sent to the opposite corner. Danny Donegan. Evading the pressure by Donegan was Corbett, and drops it off for Zenstein. Zenstein for Corbett. Dishes it over across for Jones. She'll bank it off the boards once more for Grugan, and it's finally chipped in. Couple of changes for the Lakers, as Mucha will be the first one on it on Ezard. And it's cleared right back out by Cortland, but Hudon with a nice poke check keeps it in the offensive zone before turning it over, and it's bounced right back off the boards on the pass by Zwolak, as Cortland will regroup. Look a little discombobulated right now for the Red Dragons as they try and look to make a zone entry. Jillian Losnick will dump it in, but it's picked right back up by Jillian Losnick. Right out in front, a shot. That got deflected off a few skates on the shot by Annaborn. And it's grabbed back by Webster.
It's a great stick by Zemlak there in her own end, taking care of the front of the net.
Johnson looking on the pass to find Jillian Losnick, and it gets knocked away by Hudon. As Cortland looks to break out, Hudon knocks down the carry by Losnick and flips it right back in, and another change is Oswego, as they're able to get some fresh lines out there. It's Bednarik and Hall and Malone for the Lakers. There's a battle in front of the Laker bench. Annaborn was there, as well as Zemlak, and it's finally regrouped by Persinger. Cortland really hasn't been able to make a zone entry over the last few minutes and maintain possession, as they'll dump it in and go for a wholesale change. Oswego looking to stretch it, as it's Bednarik looking to center Malone at the opposing blue line, but instead Oswego will reset and just carry it in on their own. It's Kenzie Malone feeding one out in front for Bednarik, and it goes wide. Maya Booth quickly pressured, and Oswego is able to cycle in and bring it right back into the zone for Cortland. A chip and chase style of game so far as we're seeing here in this first period, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with Preston and Booth. You know, they're both young defensemen, but they've been really strong here for the Lakers early.
An attempted pass out in front by Gaffney. No one there. Shot save. Rebound was kicked away by Preston as she'll look to clear, and she finally will. And a breakaway for McGrath. In on Gorgon. Ashlyn McGrath. What a save by Gorgon with a blocker. Kirakostas looking to center it there, but nothing. As it gets sent right back down low by Booth. As it's pinned to the boards was Haas. She's tied up by Gaffney. Kirakostas in there as well. McGrath standing at below the bottom of the circle. As the puck finally comes free down near the near side, Zenstein on the pinch. As she holds it in with her skates as she's tied up against the wall, puck finally comes free. And trying to clear it is Raymond. She's unable to, or at least just for a short amount, as it's a delayed offsides for Oswego. They'll tag up. But a miraculous save by Molly Gorgon on Ashlyn McGrath there. A 3-on-0 in retrospect for the Lakers. Couldn't solve the goaltender of Gorgon.
Yeah, it was a fun sequence there. You had a good look for Cortland at one end. Immediately turns into a break for the Lakers going the other way, and really good goalie play like we talked about earlier.
As it's a tie-up beneath the net of Gorgon. It's Grugan and Corbett in there for the Lakers. McCabe and MacArthur for Cortland. Is grabbed back by Mucha, looking for far side for Grugan as she gets taken to the wall. Sandwiched in between two, that's Zwolak as well as Gaffney. And it's cleared right back out, though. Here comes Raymond. She looks to dump it in. Tied up was Kylie Grugan on her, and she'll pick up the loose puck, and Oswego will carry it just the other way once more. Shines, gets the puck taken away. Zenstein was looking to pinch, but was hesitant on it as it gets dumped right back in by Eichmann. Cortland will get a change. They've gotten lucky with a few of the changes they've had so far.
Yeah, Cortland's been good. It's a little weird with how much they've dumped the puck early. I mean, they really want to make Oswego's D turn and make them work.
It's carried down the far side. Now a shot blocked away by Levy. It's up in the air, and that one goes over the goal. As it's grabbed back by the Red Dragons, it's Cromer in the corner. Donegan there as well.
Seinstein got away with one there.
As Zenstein with the shove on Cromer. Hudon is there as well. It's a 2-on-2 battle in the near side corner as Zenstein sends it right back up that very same near side. Hudon looks to sweep it out, cannot, but the puck goes to the stick of Zenstein, off the skate of Shines, looks to flip it across back for Zenstein. Instead, she'll just carry it in. As Oswego will get a couple more changes, and they escape that offensive possession there. It's Comboy, center for Hudon. Back up to the point. Zemlak lets one rip, and that one got blocked by Schnorr, looked like off the shoulder. As grabbed back by Webster, looking to clear it now for Bednarik, and it's dumped right back in by Donegan.
Another really good shift there from Mia Conboy. Very fun to watch right now. She's bringing a lot of energy for this team, and it's helping turn this thing around.
A pass by Webster, looking for Bednarik, and a shifty move there by Jillian Losnick. Gets by Simone Bednarik, but it's cleared right back out by the Lakers. A back and forth game is this first period. Shots 11-5 in favor of the Red Dragons. You wouldn't know it just based off watching this game. It's been very close over this first period of play, and we expected nothing less as it's taken right back. Anneborn over to the other side, a shot, and that one goes high and wide. Was Mia Losnick. It's in the corner now and grabbed back, though, by McGrath, looking to clear it, trying to find Mucha in center. And finds the stick of Kira Costas instead. She'll bring it across, feeds one back door for McGrath, and she got tied up. It's grabbed back by the Lakers. Booth holds it in, fires one off a skate, and that one goes in the far side corner. Oswego with a nice break there, and Cortland on the reverse. Haas was the only one reading it, and she'll send it right back down low. As Oswego will get a couple of fresh legs out there to battle this Cortland forecheck.
Great exit from Molly McCabe there.
And a great exit it was. It's carried across by Mia Losnick, who's been out there for a while. A nice stick there by Preston. Sends it to the near side. It's Persinger trying to hold the line. She will. It goes off the skate of Preston. She's got some room to wheel, and she gets sticked away, though, by Persinger, and it's carried the other way by Kramer. Before bringing it across is Kelly. Kelly taken to the wall by Booth, and it's sent right back up to the point. It's dumped right back in by Johnson. Alex Johnson again, aims and fires, chop shot. And another save by Lexi Levy. A little bit of physicality out in front. A little bit of extracurricular activities, a little cowbell ringing, and another whistle, and another stoppage. And another save by Lexi Levy. Grace Schnorr already.
Digby's taking his time on the change here.
And it looks like we're going to have a penalty. It's going to be going to Maya Booth. We'll get the call in just a moment, as Cortland will have a power play for the remainder of this first period. We haven't seen a penalty so far until now. The Red Dragons, we mentioned in the pregame show, very well on the power play, 25.4%. 17 goals on 67 opportunities so far for Cortland. As Brockhouse, Donegan tries to throw one on goal, goes off the stick of Bednarik and off the glass. Donegan once more in the corner, pressured by Donegan. It's going to be going to roughing for Maya Booth, as the Oswego State Lakers will go on the penalty kill. A little bit of a better penalty kill than the Red Dragons, and by a little I mean only 7/10 Cortland at 83.0, Oswego at 83.7 this season. As Cortland looks to set things up, a minute 15 remaining here in this first period. As Donegan again brings one in, looks to chip one, a nice deflection there. The puck is loose out in front of the stick of Jones. She's going to have to play a crucial role tonight on that second D pair with Amanda Zenstein. It's back up to the point. Grace Schnorr looks to take a shot. That one got deflected to the near corner. Donegan dropped down low, fed one out in front. Instead finds the stick of Schnorr. Up to the point. It's Losnick. Goes off the skate of Bednarik. She'll be able to clear it out to the neutral zone. And she's looking to get a change in pressure Schnorr enough so she can get a change, and she will. 2 quick changes for the Lakers. It's brought back across. Jillian Losnick looking to drive towards goal, and she gets taken down. We'll play on. 30 seconds remaining here in this first period of play. Trying to center one was Cortland, and the pass got deflected as they'll reset. A backdoor pass, and another save by Lexi Levy as the whistle's finally blown a couple seconds later, a couple more seconds shaved off the clock for the Oswego State Lakers. Penalty kill, 18.3 remaining. We see a little bit of a scrambling opportunity for Cortland.
Yeah, I think it's a really good job by Levy just to get on top of that, smother it. She had 2 really tired defensemen in Zeinstein and Jones out there. She allows them to get a change. It's a really big D-zone draw here with 18 seconds to go. Look for both teams to have a plan off this draw.
Ariella Haas on the draw. She wins it clean, finds the stick of Avery Webster as she's pressured by Annaborn. Looking to clear, it goes off the leg of an official as Annaborn's there. Webster takes down Annaborn and it finally squeaks free out to the neutral zone with 5 ticks left. Oswego looking to escape this first penalty kill. As the horn will sound, it'll be a scoreless game entering the first intermission in a close contest, to say the least, between Oswego and Cortland. We knew it was going to be a goaltending battle. We knew it was going to be a close contest, and clearly we saw that in the first period.
Yeah, I thought both goalies were really good. Levy stood out to me. And then Gorgon, I mean, when her number was called to make the big save, she did the same at the other end. I really liked what Cortland did. I think they put a lot of pucks below Oswego's goal line. And they were forcing a lot of turnovers with their forecheck. It was really good hockey to watch.
In a big period for Oswego State, they kill all but 3 seconds on the penalty to Maya Booth. So essentially, you win the draw in the second period. Excuse me. You win the draw in the second period. You kill off your first penalty on the day. So Oswego being relatively successful so far in the penalty kill. Only 1 penalty so far for the Lakers. But on the other hand, Lauren Jones, we mentioned she hasn't been in the lineup as much. How crucial is it for her to really stay consistent in this matchup? She's on the second pair with Amanda Zenstein. A big role for her in a big game like this.
Yeah, it's really tough when you're in and out of the lineup. You know, sometimes maybe your confidence will waver. But she looked great that period. She was really good on the kill. She was good 5-on-5. She managed pucks. She was smart. She was fun to watch.
And that's going to do it for us in the Steve Levy press box for the first period of play. But we're going to send it down to sideline, where our sideline reporter Logan Stolberg is with the captain of the Lakers, Taylor Hudon. Logan, take it away.
So Taylor, talk to me through this first period. You guys both are strong teams, but how intense is it really out there?
It's definitely very physical today. I think we're all working really hard, and the momentum's up right now.
And then what is your plan going into the second period?
Yeah, we're definitely just going to try to keep it in the zone, working offense. It's been in our deep zone a little bit more than we'd like, and trying to get the neutral zone under control too here.
Right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Logan. We're going to take a quick break and a pause for the cause. When we come back, it's the first intermission report with Kyle Spizak, Brian Burrows, and Madison Flood. We'll be right back.
Put the keys down, Kevin. But I'm gonna drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
I think you could build a house here with how many bricks are being laid in this game.
That is a rapid nosedive, and it is at the point of no return, guys.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
And the first 20 minutes of play are done here in the DEP as the score is still knotted at 0-0 after the first period. I'm Kyle Spizak, Brian Burrows, Madison Flood, and guys, that first period, it was a really close-fought period. Both teams had a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, both teams came out of the gate looking fast. They both look ready to play, but I think Cortland got the upper hand early, but I don't think they kept it. Oswego fought back pretty quick, and it was pretty back and forth for the entirety of that first period.
You could see how fired up both teams are. We even had a penalty from Oswego, and it was just clear that they're ready. They both want the win because they know how important it is.
Yeah, both teams had some really good shots and some good goalie play too, but let's take a look at the first period summary real quick. Taking a look at the stats, guys, I mean, shots on goal, Cortland does lead them, but like we said, it's been a very even match.
Yeah, look, the Red Dragons, like I said, they came out hot. They were up, I think 9-3 on shots pretty early in that one. And Oswego, they fought back a bit, and they had a couple clear-cut chances that Molly Gergen just kind of proved why she's one of the best goalies.
Not only does it come down to the goalie, it also comes down to Cortland's defense as well, because I think it was very clear that even if we would get close at all, even if it was just, 1-on-3 or 1-on-2, their defense would just swoop right in and just get it all the way on the other end of the ice.
And one of the things I wanted to point out there, the face-off differential. 9 face-off wins for the Lakers compared to 3 for the Cortland Red Dragons. How crucial is it to win the face-offs, especially when you're in your own zone?
Yeah, if you don't win the draw in your own zone, it puts you on the back foot immediately. You have to set up defense pretty fast, and a quick-fire shot off a face-off can be very hard to deal with.
Yeah, especially being consistent with winning the faceoffs as well, because you just never know which way it's going to go. And I think they're doing a really good job, and I think they need to keep that going into the second period as well.
And we prefaced goalie play in the pregame show, and that held true because both goaltenders have had an outstanding outing so far. As we take a look at some of the big saves and opportunities both teams have had so far in this matchup. I mean, you just take a look at some of them. Lexi Levy, what an all-star she's been all year.
Yeah, she's moving across the crease really well, getting to the pucks to smother or catch or whatever, but also, you see it Molly there. Molly Gergen has been playing on her head, especially with a couple one-on-one opportunities that she's got the blocker to.
I think it's amazing how both goalies are so prepared for all different types of shots. I mean, we saw a few backdoor attempts, we saw straightforward, and just they're doing amazing, and I just hope they don't burn out so far into the game. I don't think they will, looking at their stats, but they're really crucial to the layout of this game.
Yeah, and Gorgon's stepped up a few times, made some really big saves. For example, the breakaway that was on the stick of Ashlyn McGrath, Oswego's leading goal scorer, 12 goals on the year. Gorgon blockers that one away into the corner. A huge save for her there. And Levy, like we said, not one opportunity, but Cortland got a good 3-4 shots off consecutively, and Levy was able to keep every single one of them out of the net because it's still 0-0. So, do you have any improvements that you could, or critiques for either goaltender, or do you say that they're being pretty solid all the way through?
I would say they're both being really solid. They've both had, like I said, one-on-one opportunities. You mentioned the one off the stick of McGrath. Levy had one of her own, and they've both been really solid, really just blocking the net real well.
I completely agree. I think that they don't need to necessarily improve, but they need to keep that level of accuracy when it comes to stopping the shots, especially because, as we said, many different shot opportunities. So I think that they're doing good, but they need to keep it that way and not burn out too early into the game.
And with a .920 save percentage for Levy and a .941 for Gorgon, we don't expect this to be a very high-scoring affair, and it's likely going to be continuing in the same consecutive path that it has. And the goaltenders in the first 10 minutes, both of the 10 first goaltenders in the first 10 minutes, outstanding. They started getting peppered right from the drop.
Yeah, look, I mean, we saw the shot difference between both sides, and Levy was really getting peppered fast, and she did a really good job setting herself up, getting herself right in the way of every puck. I don't think you can ask much more of what she's doing so far.
I completely agree. I think that Oswego's defense has been very good and strong so far, but I also think that most of the credit does go back to Levy because she's doing absolutely amazing, especially at such a high-stakes game, as we said.
As it is still 0-0 and the goaltenders have been playing outstanding, who has to step up for each team, would you say?
For Oswego, I'm going to go with Ashlyn McGrath. We saw she had a couple chances early, but I think if she can figure out how to get it over the shoulder of Levy, past the blocker or past the glove, she's going to make a huge impact in this one.
I personally think it was Matt Call, as I said earlier, just because she had the puck multiple times, and she was looking for someone to assist her and just to be there for her, and no one was. And you can't help that sometimes, but I feel like it all comes down to the communication, or if you see her having it, and I think that she should work on communication a little bit. But other than that, I think everyone's doing amazing. But that's just my opinion.
I mean, two fantastic goal scorers for the Lakers. Getting one in would be important for them. But we're going to throw it over to break, and when we come back up in the box with Bubba Turgeon and Ryan Dickinson. So don't go anywhere. Second period action's coming your way.
Shine on that boy.
Look at the bling. Do we got a diamond tester on? Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
I think you could build a house here with how many bricks are being laid in this game.
That is a rapid nosedive, and it is at the point of no return, guys.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
Welcome back into the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena as we get ready for the teams to hit the ice for the second period to play. Welcome back as Thomas Turgeon and Ryan Dickinson with you in a huge second period coming up. A couple takeaways in that first period. All goalies in that first period. Molly Gorgon making 7 saves on 7 shots. Lexi Levy on the other hand, 13 shots and 13 saves. A couple more notes to take away. Ashlyn McGrath with a breakaway, a huge save by Gorgon to keep it a scoreless game. Lexi Levy has made a couple good saves of her own, Ryan.
Yeah, I think going into this period, it's obviously going to be a goalie battle. Cortland played a really simple, honest game that period. I think Cortland's going to keep a lot of the same going. As for the Lakers, I think Mark Digby's in the room. He's talking to his team maybe about managing pucks a little bit better, just around the blue lines, make sure pucks are getting out, pucks are getting in, and just managing the puck a little bit better going into the second here. Lakers starting on a kill, about 3 seconds, big draw here, and the Lakers will get back to work.
And currently right now, Maya Booth in the box for the roughing penalty, and Malone on the draw against Donegan. And it's won by Donegan and the Red Dragons, but Booth will hop right out of the box, and the Lakers back to full strength as it's dumped in by Hull and gathered by McCabe, and sends it right back up the near side for Cromer. Cromer banking one off the wall and finally finds a stick of her own as she gets angled off by Bednarik to the wall, and it's regrouped by Oswego and Sound to the neutral zone before it's slapped right back in by Molly McCabe. And Zenstein there on the recoil, and Oswego looks to break things out. She'll carry it across, drop it over for Hull and center for Bednarik, but it's backhanded out. Zenstein looks to backhand it in and keep it on sides, but Hull will touch up. It'll be offsides. A quick stoppage in the first period and a quick stoppage in the second period. 19:22 remaining here in the second. A scoreless game. Really nothing for offense between these two teams over a little over a half minute into the second period as it's McGrath bringing it across after the faceoff win by Haas. And Webster sends it in, a deflection by McGrath and just cornered away by Gorgon, and it's cleared right back out by the Red Dragons. Webster on, she'll bring it across center ice and carry down the near side. Avery Webster brings it behind the net of Gorgon. Fed one out in front, puck is loose, saved by Gorgon. The rebound and another good cover up by Molly Gorgon.
That's a great play by Avery Webster in game number 100. I like what the Lakers are doing. They're getting pucks to the net with bodies there. It's a recipe for success, Thomas.
And a couple individuals already reaching the 100 game mark for Oswego State. Ariella Haas, Amanda Zenstein, a couple of those seniors in that group finally reaching that milestone. So congrats to them this season as Cortland will break out. It's going to be Gaffney bringing it across. McGrath looking to angle her with a stick check, and she'll pick it right back up and send it towards center ice. Corbett with a good poke check to bring it into the offensive zone. She'll throw one on goal. It's angled to the corner by Gorgon. She picks up her own rebound as she gets shouldered away by Persinger. It's cleared all the way out. It'll go down the ice, and it'll be another icing by Cortland. It'll be a face-off back in the defensive zone and another offensive zone face-off for the Lakers.
Cortland's been really good on the draw here. This is a big face-off in the offensive zone. Look for the Lakers to have something planned.
Mucha wins the face-off clean. The puck is kept in on a spinning dime almost by Preston. As Oswego will go to work. Looking to clear, and she finally will, was Jaden Kelly, but will be beaten out by Megan Kramer as Cortland will finally get a change, and 4 out of the 5 get some fresh legs. Megan Kramer going to battle in the corner to keep the puck in the offensive zone.
It's a really good play by Kramer. She's 1-on-5 in the offensive zone. She rags the puck. She waits for help to come as her 4 other teammates are changing, and fresh legs are out for Cortland.
As they bring it right back across, and another good stop by Oswego State. It's kept right back in by the Red Dragons. It's Eichmann behind the net. Eichmann up to the point, a shot coming on. That got deflected and wide by the stick of Haley Hunter on the shot by Beth MacArthur. And Cortland will keep it in. Booth looks to send it off the far side. Grugan gets tied up. Puck finally came free as Cortland sat back a little bit, allowed Oswego to break it out. Shine's looking for the pass on Comboy's stick, but it's taken right back by Cromer. Fires one on and angled easily to the corner by Levy as Comboy looks to get another shot, and that one goes off the glove of Levy as well on the shot by Grace Schnorr. Booth looks to send it back into the corner and prevent any offense out in the slot, but Shines has other ideas. She'll find the far side for the captain, Hudon, out to center ice, but it's regathered by the Red Dragons, and it's Cromer once more. Cromer tied up with Malone, but support there for the Lakers. It's Schnorr as well. Back up to the point now. Shot coming on, got blocked by Malone. Malone looking to find the stick of Hudon, instead rolls over to the stick of Bednarik, and she'll carry across the near side. Simone Bednarik puts on the brakes, down in the near side corner, fed to the point. Amanda Zenstein fires one there off the blocker of Gorgon, and now behind the net.
Love the net presence from Kenzie Malone there. It's a good shot by Zenstein, just doesn't fall for the Lakers.
Cleared out by Grace Schnorr and dumped right back in. Cortland will get full change. Zenstein will be the first one on it for the Lakers. And she'll look to break things out and carry across. And she's pulling on some nice moves and able to bring it out to center ice and tries to get a pass on it, fumbles it as it was intended for Malone. Cortland will clear it out the other way, but it's grabbed back Zemlak, backhand pass to Zenstein, and right back out McGrath. A nice good regroup, and it's stopped at roughly right about the corner by McCabe.
Cortland just continuing to own the blue lines right now. It's been good. Lakers are going to take a penalty, though. That's Rhea Zemlak.
And it will be going to Rhea Zemlak. Like you mentioned, it looks like Jillian Losnick is down in front of the Cortland bench, right roughly around where the defensive door is.
We're going to hope she's okay. That's scary territory by the door. If that thing's loose at all, it can be really dangerous.
Definitely dangerous situation. We didn't see the door come ajar. However, nonetheless, any collision in hockey is a little bit concerning, to say the least, and could be a lot more concerning depending on what the collision is. But she's being worked on by the trainer currently. We still don't have a call on the scoreboard, whether it's a 2-minute or a 5. Time will tell.
I caught it out of the corner of my eye. Thank God she's okay. I don't think it was anything malicious from Zemlak. I think it was just kind of more of a hockey play, and thank goodness Lasnick's okay.
And she'll get up under her own power, as we still don't have a penalty up on the scoreboard yet.
It's a 2.
With 15:33 remaining, and it will be a 2-minute penalty going to Zemlak. As Cortland will go on the power play once more. Oswego killed the first one, a majority of those final 2 minutes in the first period, as it's brought back across Schnorr. Up to the point, MacArthur fires one off the pad and into the corner. Donegan pinned to the wall by Bednarik. Puck finally comes free to Metcalf. Across for MacArthur, back to the other side for Schnorr. Lets one rip. That one got blocked. Schnorr gloves it down as Bednarik takes her to the wall. Zenstein pinches in as well. A good poke there. Malone got a break. No penalty on the call. Gorgon to play it. She'll send it off the wall. But Zenstein will hold the blue line. Malone was looking for a penalty. The Oswego bench was looking for a penalty. You saw her arm come up and trying to break free, but instead be slapped down the length of the ice by Avery Webster, knocked down by Gorgon. McGrath the first one on it. She'll play it, looking for the wraparound as she got tied up there by Schnorr.
Seems like being on the kill has given the Lakers some life. They're flying out there right now.
A lot of speed with this Lakers team. We've noticed
Here we go
this year,
again,
once
Turge.
more. Ashlyn McGrath has Haas. A pass that finds the backhand of her stick, brings it into the near side corner. Nonetheless, he'll still eat some clock away, but McGrath tries to sweep it down in the defensive zone, but instead goes to the stick of Jillian Losnick back out on the ice for Cortland. Losnick in the corner, gets bumped off by Webster, flipped off the glass, and it will squeak out. And Comboy's got some speed now. Mia Comboy down the short side, lets one rip, and it's kicked away by Molly Gorgon.
Just another impact shift here for Mia Comboy. Love to see a senior depth forward like that make an impact. Very exciting.
And very exciting final 2 games for the Oswego State Lakers. They got Buffalo State tomorrow, Cortland tonight. It's always been a tough test with Cortland the last 4 games. 2 of them being a 1-0 game, 2 of them being a 2-1 game. So you expect everything but a blowout when these two teams collide, as the Lakers will kill off their second penalty on the day as Booth finds the stick of Preston, and she'll just slam it down the length of the ice. Hull in a race for it. Now it's her and Ezard, and Hull will beat it out. A drop pass now for Persinger. Tries to find the stick of Kelly, but it's grabbed back by Hull. Hull tied up to the wall by Kelly. And it's brought back to the near side.
What a kill by the Lakers, and now they have some life. Everyone's skating. Noticeable from Mac Hall, Riley Preston. They're moving the puck well. Cortland's on their heels. It's a big kill and a big momentum swing.
Hull, the first one eye in the corner. She's with Zwolak on the tie-up. As she'll pick up the loose puck, send it down low for Bednarek. Tries to find the point for Preston, but instead it's taken away by Raymond and dumped right back in by the Cortland Red Dragons. One forward will remain on. That is Eichmann. As the other four will get a change for Cortland. We've seen that happen a few times where they've been very wise, and Coach Digby looking for the too-many men call, as there was roughly, I'd say probably 3 Red Dragons out in front of the Cortland bench on the change. A little bit of a miscommunication there as McGrath carries it down the near side. McGrath lets one rip save. Rebound was Kira Costas, as she has to slam on the brakes as Gorgon comes sprawling outside the blue paint to smother up that loose rebound, a spinning puck, but a good save by Molly Gorgon to prevent anything further.
That's a great little 50-50 puck battle that McGrath wins at the offensive blue line. It leads to a good chance. Love what Sophia Kirikostas is doing there, getting to the net, getting into the goaltender. It's what you have to do to beat a really solid goalie.
And another good save, but another good sideline hit would do better. We'll send it down to Logan Stolberg. Logan?
So, guys, so far, this Lakers team, they had 2 penalty kills, but they've really stymied Cortland's offense. They didn't allow them to get anywhere, and Alexi Levy blocked all their shots that they had coming towards her, so she's playing really well. And, guys, as we said earlier in this game, this will be the battle of the goalies as we thought. Well, it has turned into that. It's been a really good game so far.
Thank you, Logan. And another good routine save, really, by Molly Gorgon. Nothing doing there, but you see Oswego getting the luck of the draw on shots as of late, now at 13 for the Lakers. Cortland at 16, so Oswego taking the power to the Red Dragons here in the second period so far. 11:45 remaining in this second period of play. Zemlak was on the pinch to keep it in the offensive zone.
Good job by Webster there, closing down. She's got an F3 over the top, so she's able to pinch, keeps the puck in the zone.
Trying to clear it out was Alina Eichmann, but it goes off the stick of Avery Webster and into the penalty box, as it'll be another face-off. It looks like it might be in the defensive zone, and it will be for the Red Dragons. So Oswego gets another offensive zone face-off as Shines, Conboy, and Lizzie Burke will come on.
Yeah, Oswego's got to start bearing down on some draws here and leave it to Mia Conboy to step in there again and win it.
As the faceoff was won by Conboy, and it's kept in, though, by Zemlak. And once more, good poke check. And Conboy looking to keep it in off her leg, but it finally squeaks free. Webster will send it to the far side. A good deflection by Morgan Shines. And that one spins into the offensive zone. Conboy, the back door was Burke, and that one goes wide. A spinning, really unplanned opportunity leads to offensive chances. Shines again, another blocker save as she looks to go short side on Molly Gorgon. And it's finally carried out by Grace Schnorr. A couple of Lakers will get a change as it's Schnorr bringing it across with Cromer. Throws one on goal and shrugged off by Levy. As Grugan spins out and it's kept right back in. Cromer feeds one up to the point, goes through the skates of MacArthur. Instead, firing one on there was Annaborn. It goes wide. Annaborn again in the corner. She's getting contested by Webster. It's picked right back up, though, by Tessa Mucha, protecting the puck very well and bringing it across the neutral zone in the offensive zone before it's called offsides.
Yeah, Thomas, I just want to touch on Oswego's back end. Speaking with some alumni of Oswego, I heard a little bit from Philomena Taggart about Rhea Zemlak and that I should watch her tonight. She's been an absolute standout for the Lakers back end. Her gaps have been good. She's been strong, playing a heavy game. Mark Digby's got to be thrilled with her play.
And overall, you look at this defensive core right now, they're a little bit young when it comes to looking at how much of a veteran leadership role there is on Oswego State's defensive end. You have Amanda Zenstein, you have Avery Webster, who've been playing many minutes over the last few years for Oswego State. On the other hand, Lauren Jones, been in and out of the lineup. Rhea Zemlak, a freshman. Riley Preston was in and out of the lineup. Maya Booth, a transfer. So it's miraculous to see how well this defensive core has done so far this season, and it's been relatively consistent with how well they've performed. Bednarik at center ice as Malone will tag up. She'll dump it in. It'll go all the way around the boards as Hull will be the first one on. She'll pinch on it, and it'll be Bednarik behind the net again. Malone also on that forecheck on Losnick. It's kept right back in. Malone aims and fires. That one goes wide. Mac Hall down low for Bednarik. Finds Malone again as she tries to hop over the stick of Ezard.
So Lakers keep moving their feet here. They're going to draw a penalty. Refs are looking to give Oswego a power play. It's 2-0 Cortland so far on power plays. Refs are going to be looking to even that up.
Bednarik looking to get her stick free as Cortland looks to clear, and they finally will as it's flipped out by Ezard, and they'll get a majority of their attackers off as Hull will have it, and she'll send it down the near side, deflected off the stick of Haas and knocked down by Gorgon. McGrath. Seems like she's always been beneath the net where Molly Gorgon is playing the puck. Just constant, relentless forecheck by Ashlyn McGrath as she has the puck now. Looks to throw one on goal, gets blocked once more, deflected off the stick of Haas into the near side corner.
Yeah, McGrath's a really good skater. It's probably her best attribute. I bet you she'd tell you that herself. She's a little June bug out there, and she makes stuff happen.
And she sends it right back in, looking for a change, but Cortland had other ideas, sends it down the length of the ice. They'll get a change, but McGrath will step off as Kier Costas and Haas are still on that line. It's kept right back in, though, by the Red Dragons. A shot coming on, blocked away with traffic out in front on the shot by Gaffney. Jones to Zenstein. Puts on the brakes and takes a pause as Metcalf was on the forecheck, but would clear it out. Cute on there, and will finally send it to the opposing blue line where Oswego will try and get a forecheck going, and Shines was the first one on it. Conboy with some pressure there, and this senior line has really been getting some offensive mojo going. Granted, the final 2 games for them on home ice before any playoff opportunities. Just really taking every last minute, as cliche as it sounds. They've been generating a lot of chances for Oswego State here tonight.
Absolutely. They've known each other forever. They bring a lot of energy and leadership to this lineup, and they've created a lot. I've really liked Mia Conboy tonight. She's been a player for Mark Digby that's been in and out of the lineup, but tonight she's been really effective.
And overall, Conboy this year, 13 games played and 2 goals. She hasn't had that many pucks in the back of the net in her collegiate career, but definitely has made her presence known on the ice, generating plenty of offensive opportunities. As Mucha again behind the net. She gets sticked away by MacArthur. It's grabbed back by Donegan, banked off the boards, and Gray Schnorr on it. No icing there as Webster on the tie-up with Cromer. Sent around the near side and is kept in by McCabe. So McCabe sends it deep. Donegan pinned to the wall by Zemlak. And sent right back up. McCabe sends it down low once more. Donegan down low for Schnorr. Bet out in front for Donegan, and it's taken away by Webster. She likes to carry the puck up the ice, but she'll send it out to center instead before it's dumped right back in by Beth MacArthur. Oswego looking to break out. Cortland having the cycle on offensive forecheck that is much needed over the last few shifts.
What a play.
It's brought back across now. Emily Cromer with it, and she gets by Webster. A 1-on-5 in a way as the majority of the Red Dragons get a shift, but instead of Bednarik carrying across, Simone Bednarik on the wraparound looking to get something there, but she was met by Jillian Zwolak on the back door.
Cortland looks to find a little bit of pop after that big push from Oswego.
This is Mia Losnick behind the net. Fed one out in front. A one-timer got deflected on the shot by Fanny Annaborn. It's grabbed back. Booth banks one off the wall. Right place, right time was Kenzie Malone on the bank pass, and she'll break it out to center ice. Oswego will get a few changes. Malone attempts to throw one on goal. That one got blocked by Zwolak. Zwolak will just flip it up to center ice. Preston knocks it down, but a couple good bounces leads to a little bit of time in the neutral zone, and both teams are able to reset in a way. Haas brings it in, a shot that got deflected off the skate of Ezard. Haas again with some speed, looking for a shot. Got blocked once more by Ezard. Another one by Ezard as well. Couple convenient blocks off the stick by Jonah Ezard on the tenacious Ariella Haas over those last few seconds.
A lot of really good stick detail from the Cortland players. Leads to good blocks and ultimately kills Oswego scoring chances. Just more simple hockey, though, from Lauren Jones. Like, there's kind of an old cliche, like if you don't notice a defenseman, they're doing their job, and that's kind of been Lauren Jones. She's been eating minutes, and she's played a really simple game.
That's been very good for Lauren Jones, and what has also been good for this Oswego State Lakers team is their forecheck, which draws a penalty, as it will be Alex Johnson going to the box. And it's going to be a hook. As Oswego State will go to their first power play of the game, and Ryan, like you said, it was only a matter of time before that forecheck finally drew something. It only took about a little less than 2 periods before we finally got a power play for Oswego State.
Yeah, Johnson's in a tough spot there with Morgan Shines coming with tough speed. Not really much she could do. Cortland's penalty kill has been really good this season, so it's going to be a good test here for Oswego.
Haas and Bednarik switch spots and a little bit more rotation. Zenstein aims a fire save. Rebound was Hull on the back door, and that one could have been it. But Mac Hull on the tie-up on the back door leads a clear for Cortland. They'll get a couple changes. 1:30 remaining in this power play for Oswego State. Haas looks to bank one off the boards. Instead, it's flipped down off the official by Grace Schnorr. It's carried across by Quinn Metcalf. Metcalf gets by, drives to the middle, and that good deflection by Hull leads to it not reaching the goal of Lexi Levy. A close opportunity there for Cortland. And Ryan, like you mentioned, just the small little things of stick placement and deflections is huge between these two teams, and we've noticed it throughout this contest.
Yeah, it's a game of inches, Thomas. I really liked what Metcalf did there off the rush. It was really fun to watch. It was creative. She creates a good opportunity shorthanded. Puts the Lakers on their heels a little bit. Cortland caught in a change here, though.
Webster carrying it across, dropped off for Grugan, as she didn't really expect the drop pass, it seems, as Webster takes a tumble. Shines racing in for it. Webster looking to scoop her stick up, but it's grabbed back by Malone. They'll reset. 30 seconds remaining in this power play. Zemlak up to the point. Webster looking to let one go. She does, and it got deflected high off the glass.
It's a great puck retrieval here by the Lakers.
As Malone again, Oswego will reset, try and get one last opportunity. Back up to the point, Webster. Over the far side, or near side, excuse me, Malone. Back for Webster. Lets one go, and that one got through traffic and into the glove of Molly Gorgon. 9 seconds remaining on the power play for the Lakers, and Alex Johnson in the box. You got to be careful on this end, where we've seen this happen before in numerous occasions, where right place, right time is Alex Johnson able to jump out of the box and potentially spring a break for Cortland. As we'll see here, Oswego, benefit of the doubt, wins the draw there as it's Webster firing one on. That one got blocked. 2 seconds remaining. The puck goes off the ball, off the wall, and Johnson finally comes out. As she'll go right to the bench, though. As Oswego goes 0 for 1 on the first power play. As Webster banks one off the wall, but sent to the near side in front of the bench is MacArthur. Cross for Losnick, brings it across to the near side for Jillian Losnick. As dumped right back in, and delayed offsides for Cortland. And almost a repetitive period, to say the least, with 2 minutes remaining here in the second. It's been kind of the same style, a chip and chase style of game, but either way, some good offensive opportunities as the puck goes flying into the Cortland bench on the shot by Molly McCabe, who intended to bank one off glass, but the spoiler is there was no glass there, just a trainer deflecting one off his shoulder.
Yeah, it looks like he's okay there on the Cortland bench, laughing it off. Good sign. Big offensive draw here for Haas.
And it's won by Cortland, though, but trying to keep it in was Preston, and she will. She'll just send it down the near side to some open space. Haas looking to drop one for McGrath as she was trying to cut towards the middle. But Cortland will break it out, and a nice move there by Mia Losnick. She's got her sister Jillian on the back door as she burned by Riley Preston. Zenstein on the cutback. 1:29 remaining here in this third period. A nice stretch pass there for Haas. She tries to find McGrath, and that one was just offsides, as McGrath had just a little bit of a step on Ariella Haas before the puck crossed the blue line. And Ryan, like you mentioned, McGrath with a lot of speed, just a little bit more break, a little less gas on that one.
No, I think what happens there, I think the ice is probably a little rough here late in the second period. Haas is trying to bump it up to McGrath, and looked like the puck just might have hobbled on her, and unfortunately the Lakers go offsides. It's kind of turning into a who's going to blink first here kind of contest.
And we saw that last season in the Newell semifinal. We saw that really back in November in that 2-1 game here at the Deb, and an overall close contest between the Red Dragons and the Lakers. And
great forecheck here by Oswego.
Bednarik up to the point. Preston lets one go. Deflected save. Rebound was Bednarik, and she couldn't get a good stick on it. It goes behind the net of Gorgon. Cleared over to the near side. Zenstein shovels it right back in. Hull looks for the stick of Bednarik, but it's cleared right back to the corner by Schnorr. Zwolak. Preston lets one go. Kicked away. Save. Rebound. It's picked up by Bednarik again. Simone Bednarik throws one on goal, and Gorgon hugging that near side post gets a much needed whistle with 27.9 seconds remaining.
What a shift from Bednarik there. Malone, Hull, Zeinstein, and Riley Preston. They were really good there. A lot of good chances, good looks. They're following a good recipe, man. They're going to get through to Gorgon eventually.
As the faceoff's won by Cortland, 22 seconds remaining here in this second period of play. As it's sent down the length of the ice, Oswego looking to get an icing, and they will, as Webster will be the first one on it. And taking a tumble behind the net was Emily Cromer, blowing a tire, and her and Lexi Levy get a little bit of a chuckle after that with 15.8 seconds remaining here in the second period.
Muha talking with her D. Could be a set play here for the Lakers.
As Mucha looks to win the draw, she will. Grugan picks it up, finds the far side. Zemlak tries to get one through. Grugan looked to slap it home. Webster looking to hold the blue line. She lets one rip. Grugan a backhand. That one goes off the skate of Danny Donegan. Cleared to the near side corner. The horn will sound, and it'll be the end of two periods. Just the way we started. It's a 0-0 contest going into period three.
Yeah, what a great period for Oswego. And even if you're Cortland, I don't think you can be that upset with it. I think Oswego got a big kill there. About midway through the second, it gave them a lot of life. It gave them a lot of pop. And they kind of just rolled with it after that.
And then you look in that second period, Oswego winning the shot battle 8-5 in that second period, 10-7 in general on shots, and 8-5 in shots on goal for the Lakers. So you can say they definitely had their offensive chances, and even in the special teams battle, even on the man advantage as well as the power play, they've been generating scoring opportunities.
Yeah, a power play can go one of two ways for you. Like, it's either going to give you momentum, or it's ultimately like it can kill your momentum at the same time. So when the Lakers go out there, they have good looks. It gets the bench excited. You're gaining momentum, and it infects the whole lineup, if you will.
Well, let's see if that infection really pays off and it really affects the way this game goes, as we'll send it down to Logan Stolberg, who has more to say. Logan?
So far, guys, this Lakers team, they've really struggled inside Cortland's offensive zone. They've had opportunities to actually score, but they have whiffed on so many attempts to get the puck into the net. But on defense, they're doing a really good job so far. So they've got to continue to do that. On offense, they've got to get more opportunities and more chances to get the puck in the net. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Logan. And just like that, Team Mini on the ice, some free T-shirts going around in the crowd. As we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it's the second intermission report. Kyle Spizak, Brian Burrows, and Maddie Flood. Stay tuned for that.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home. Look at that. It's so sad.
And welcome back to the second intermission report. After another period of play, the game remains 0-0. I'm Kyle Spizak, Brian Burrows, Madison Flood. And guys, that second period, kind of very similar to what we saw previously.
Yeah, look, the Lakers, they came out firing. For the first about 10 minutes, they were really pushing the puck into the Cortland's defensive zone. Around the halfway point of that second period, it slowed down a little bit, but the Lakers looked good in that second period.
They did. They really understood the fact that they need to really step it up because Cortland has just as much of a chance as they do, and it was nice to see them come out fired up, and the Dragons gave the same energy, I feel.
Yeah, it was a very solid period of play from both teams. It is knotted up 0-0 still. As we take a look into the period summary of that second period, get a deeper look in at that breakdown, taking a look at the shots on goals. Guys, shots on goals are almost identical.
Yeah, the Lakers, they did a good job, though, in the second period. If you remember, they were down about 6 shots on goal after the end of the first. They outshot them about 12-5 in that second period. So like I said, they really pushed the puck and they were really peppering Gorgon with shots.
I think it's also important to point out the power play efficiency, 0-0. It just goes to show the fact that these two teams are their defense is amazing, and they don't take power plays lightly. They're fired up, and they're ready to defend their goal.
Yeah, and you take a look at that, and if you take a look at the faceoffs too as well, Cortland starts crawling back on the faceoff. But some real deja vu in that second period, as it was a near copy and paste of the first period. No goals. The only thing that really flipped was the momentum. Cortland had a bit more momentum in the first. Oswego kind of took the momentum in the second. What helped Oswego get that momentum going into the later part of the second period?
It was probably the penalty opportunity. They had the man advantage, and they really used it to get a couple of shots up, really couple grade A chances for Oswego there. And I think they had momentum in the first half. They lost it a bit at their own halfway, and that penalty really pulled it back towards Oswego's momentum.
It seems as like the penalty sort of woke them up and kind of snapped them out of it and realized that they need to take these opportunities. And I completely agree. I think it was the penalty that definitely sort of changed the momentum around for them.
And Oswego did start the period down originally, a player in the box when they were starting, but they killed that off, and they managed to skate unhurt within the second period. No goals on the net. But guys, I got to ask you the question. Are the goalies playing outstanding here tonight, or is the defense just locking it down?
I'm going to go a little bit of both. I'm leaning towards the defense. I think the defenses are playing pretty well. You saw Cortland play real well in the first, and they got their momentum early. Then we've been talking about it this whole break, that Oswego had the momentum in the second half, and I think it was partially the defense was really pushing in the neutral zone to keep the puck in Cortland's defensive zone.
I think personally it is the goalies that are really keeping the momentum going. I mean, Lexi Levy is doing amazing, but Molly Gorgon is really stepping it up. I mean, there was a shot very early on in the period by Avery Webster where Gorgon was literally just laying on the puck, and we saw additional shots like that throughout the period, and I think that she's really zoned in and she's really focused. I think that is Cortland's biggest advantage right now, although their defense is very strong as well.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, Burrows, but I'm gonna have to go and agree with Madison on this one. I mean, the goaltending has been outstanding, especially Gorgon. She had so many opportunities that they could have gotten behind her, and she just stood up tall like a brick wall. Doesn't let any of them get behind her. I mean, Ashlyn McGrath, a few shots, ripping them, stops them. Same thing with Morgan Shines, a few good shot opportunities, almost snipes one top shelf. She blocks it away. A lot of second, third chance opportunities that Gorgon just kept out of the net, so she was playing solid to start the game. So we take a look at the special teams, right? Oswego faces 2 penalty kills, but they managed to kill both of them off. The penalty kills kind of been a bit wishy-washy throughout this season. What do you guys think about how Oswego's penalty kill is playing?
I think it looked really, really good. I mean, you saw the one that they had in the second period. It was like they were almost on attack the entire time. I think it was like 4 shorthanded opportunities that they had where they had more people in Cortland's defensive zone being a man down than Cortland did. They got a couple of shots off, which for a shorthanded opportunity is really, really good.
And Madison, was the PK good for us? Was Oswego's PK good, or was Cortland's power play just kind of lacking a little bit?
I personally feel like Cortland's power plays were lacking a little bit. I know that's sort of controversial, but I mean, yeah, I think they were lacking personally, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the power play did look a bit off for Cortland, not as on point as they normally look. But Oswego's penalty kill did look good. They had a few odd man rush opportunities coming down shorthanded. Got a few shots off shorthanded as well. But Oswego gets a power play of their own, and I mean, it's just been the tale of the season. Their power play percentage is at a 13 right now. It's been very below par all season long. Not what they're looking for, but you got to do what you got to do, and if they get another chance, they got to capitalize on it, because after 2 frames, we're still tied 0-0. But that's all we got here on the perch for now. Coming up, third period action, sending it right back up to my boy, Thomas Turgeon, and you already know the all-star defenseman of Oswego State men's team, Ryan Dickinson's going to rip this one right away for you. So stay tuned here on WTOP 10.
You quit smoking and thought, that's that. But here's the thing about lung cancer. By the time you see the symptoms, There's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early when it's more curable. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News.
Total, Baldwin faces 32 charges.
Saturday, I went to Woodchuck Saloon.
Too much temperature change.
1310 meteorologist.
2 as well. Visions from Tanner Spink.
Go to 2-1.
2 with 6 and 10 on the year.
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you. Your barber. Your barber's barber.
Nice work. Thanks.
With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back into the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena as we get set for period 3 between the Cortland Red Dragons and the right here on WTOP 10. Thomas Turgeon and Ryan Dickinson with you, guiding you through this, well, one could say madness, but at the end of the day, it's still a 0-0 score here in this third period of play. And Ryan, we've said it again and again, so let's not beat a dead horse while we're here, but going in this third period, how crucial are these first few minutes?
Yeah, I think it's big. At the end of the day, both teams here, it's going to be a bit of a chess match. I don't think anyone's going to be doing anything too crazy. I think it'll be a lot of puck management, pucks getting deep, and just trying to force the other team to make a mistake.
And definitely a big contest tonight, a very likely Newell semifinal matchup between these two teams. As we get set to go, the starting line, Malone, Bednarik, and Hull for the Lakers. And on the other end, it's Cromer, Donegan, and Schnorr. Face-off won by Malone. Hull scoops it up, sends it down for Zenstein, and off the wall, and here we go. As third period's underway, Hull looks to bring it in. It goes off the leg of Donegan, but it's carried across by Malone before she gets the puck taken away by Cromer and brings it in, gets past Jones, tries to sweep it towards Donegan, and it goes into the far side corner. As the puck bounces off a few sticks, grabbed back, fed on front was Donegan, and it goes out to the slot, and another good save by Levy, keeping it scoreless on the shot by Beth MacArthur.
Webster and Zemlak coming out here for the D zone. Digby's going to opt to keep Malone's line out there for the D-zone draw.
And very interesting tactic there, but obviously we're the he's the head coach and we're not. Throwing in a new defensive pair, but not a new forward pair. That typically isn't what you see, but nonetheless, they always praise 30-second shifts, and that was 30 seconds right on the dot. So time for a change as Bednarik brings it across, banks off the wall for Malone, tries to carry it in, but that would be offsides. As we'll have 2 quick stoppages of play already. Only 45 seconds into the contest, and you see that line change now for the offensive side of things. McGrath, Haas, and Kirakostas out now. Haas tries to just slam the puck in the offensive zone and start forecheck, but instead it's grabbed back by the Lakers on the turnover. Haas for Webster. Far side dish for Kirakostas as she catches it off the wall. Kirakostas down low for McGrath, back for Kirakostas. As she gets tied up, sends it down low for McGrath, trying to feed one on front into the slot was Haas waiting there, but it got cleared to the corner by Jillian Losnick. Back up to the point. Rhea Zemlak tries to dish one over to Webster, instead just goes to the wall, and a miscue there, and a takeaway by Cortland, and here they come, it's Jillian Losnick. Puts on the brakes, gets by McGrath, feeds one out in front, a save, the rebound out in front, the puck comes loose and they score! Cortland finally breaks the ice out in front on a scrambled play. It looks like it's going to be it's going to be Megan Kramer cleaning up the scraps as the puck came free on the back door. Is able to seal the deal for Cortland to take the lead 1-0, 18:28 remaining here in this third period.
It was a very nice play from Lasnik out of the corner. She's able to beat her defender, throws one on net. Good things happen when you throw pucks on net. 1-0 Cortland here. It'll be a good test here to see how Oswego responds. They're a team that relies a lot on emotion and energy. So they're gonna need to step up here.
It's definitely going to be a chess match, like you mentioned, and these two teams know each other very well. The 7th matchup over the last year between these two squads, and most likely an 8th matchup in this really new rivalry between these two teams looking to crack that top spot in the Newell and Plattsburgh. And these two teams hunting for it. But Cortland's got the upper hand, and however, Oswego's got the season series. They're up 2-0. As Corbett said early in interviews this week, she stressed it, hammered it. It's hard to be a team 3 times, and we've seen it here tonight. An absolute guts all out for Oswego State against Cortland. A very tough contest, defensive heavy, and very system-like game, and a shot coming on by Kelly into the glove. As both of the Lasniks get an assist on that goal. Mia first, followed by Jillian. As Cortland gets the first goal in the game just a minute and a half into this third period. The faceoff's won by the Red Dragons. Brought back across. Metcalf throws one on goal. It got deflected towards the corner.
It's a nice block by Conboy.
Is Mia Conboy the first one on, looking to just jam her way through the defenders with the clear, and she will. As Shines fumbles the pass, and it's sent right back in deep by Beth MacArthur. It's Zenstein on the back end. A tie up there by Conboy at the top of the circle as she lets the pass by Zenstein goes through her legs. And it will be on the net, Molly Gorgon, so they'll wave off the icing. Oswego gets a couple key changes on the forward line. Zenstein the first one on it. A saucer pass across for Malone. Kenzie Malone bringing it down the near side. She brings it back over to the far side now and drops it up to the point for Lauren Jones. To the near side, Shines a one-timer and fans on a little bit, but stick to the corner nonetheless by Gorgon. It's banked off the boards by Schnorr. She'll carry across as she's angled away by Jones. Bednark, the first one on, she'll send it down the near side. Malone banking one off the wall. Hull the first one to race on it, and she'll be the first one on the puck for the Lakers as Ezard contests her. Back up to the point, Zemlak. Over across for Webster. Webster with a fake, bringing it towards the slot, looking to get a shot off, and she wasn't able to get the loose puck back on her stick. Instead finds the stick of Schnorr as she'll dump it in, and no icing. Cortland gets a break there as Webster takes a tumble. And it's grabbed back by Cromer. Back out in front, Losnick shot, patted away.
It's a tired unit for the Lakers right now. Cortland just got a change. Gonna need a whistle here.
Losnick again, another shot by Jillian and knocked away with a paddle by Lexi Levy. And you mentioned a very tired unit out now for the Lakers. A chop shot there by Alex Johnson. That one gets blocked. Back in the corner now, Kramer. For Mia Halosnik, for Jillian, back for Mia. A nice move there, feeding the back door for Jillian, and she wasn't ready for it, and it goes back to the near side corner as she gets shoved down by Zemlak. The puck is in the skates of Bednark. She just slams it to the opposite side. And the pinch there by Ezard.
Great job by Webster.
Finally, Webster taking her time. A smart move by her. Finds the stick of Bednark, but instead, the pinch by Persinger sends it right back in. And Cortland not letting Oswego really even cross the neutral zone. That is finally cleared out to center ice, but brought right back in by Jaden Kelly. Kelly is shot on, sticked away by Levy.
Trip.
Oswego looking for a call there as Hull fell down, and it'll be another icing for Oswego. This unit is very tired. Webster and Zemlak hunched over with fatigue currently. As Coach Digby looking for question on the potential call that was not made on Hall.
I'd be curious to see if Digby uses this timeout here. I don't think he will, but something maybe to think about.
It'll be interesting to see what would happen beyond that, but either way, the Lakers will play on. They look to clear, as Burke will be the first one on. She'll take it to the wall. She's pinned to the wall by Megan Kramer. And it squeaks free out to center ice. Mac Hall finally has it and will dump it hard in. And Oswego will finally get a much-needed change for really their entire line. That was out there as Kira Costas holds the blue line. An effective play there. She'll bank one off the wall. Into the corner now for Haas. Back for Kira Costas. To the point for Booth. Fires one on. A good deflection by Burke, but an even better stick save by Molly Gorgon. Haas to the point. Preston lets one rip. Pad save. The rebound is free. Another shot. Another save by Molly Gorgon. With 14:09 remaining, another miraculous save by Gorgon to keep it a 1-0 lead. But on the other hand, Oswego getting their first offensive opportunities in quite a few short shifts.
It's a really good offensive zone sequence there for the Lakers. It's good for morale. It's good for the bench. They got to keep this going if they want to get back in this game.
The faceoff's won by Cortland as sent down the near side. Booth deep on the pinch. As it's sent back around, an odd bounce leads it right back to the stick of Ezert. She looks for the rim around the boards, but instead taken away by Burke, who fed one out in front. But it's an instant breakout by the Red Dragons as it's dumped right back in by Eichmann. Eichmann taking hard to the boards by Booth. As Haas looks to bank one off the boards back to the stick of Booth, but it's grabbed back by Preston. Looking to burn by a few, and she will, and it's an odd man rush the other way. Preston, a hard pass that ricochets off the stick of Kira Costas, but funnels its way down into the offensive zone. Oswego will look for an offensive possession, but it's broken right back out by the Red Dragons. Jones on the back pedal, but a couple funny bounces leads Rachel Corbett to dump it right back in for Kylie Grugan. She gets bumped off by Ezert, and it's cleared right back up by Cortland. As the pass there by Raymond was intended for Cromer.
It's a great gap by Lauren Jones to the neutral zone.
As Corbett was the first one on it, she just rips it over to the far side corner, but an automatic breakout for the Red Dragons as it's going to be Cromer, the first one on it, contesting Zenstein. Banks one off the boards, looking for Jones, but instead finds the stick of Hudon. Back for Zenstein, a backhand pass to nobody but a Cortland attacker, that being Schnorr. Zenstein for Hudon, and it's off the stick of Corbett out into center ice, and the Red Dragons will regroup. As Mucha would knock down the pass, but Oswego's still in their defensive zone looking to set something on the breakout. And it looks like it'll be coming right back down as Morgan Shines couldn't beat out the icing as Beth MacArthur would win the race. 12-12 remaining here in the third period. It's a 1-0 game for the Red Dragons, and one of the key names has been Molly Gorgon already. 26 saves tonight for her.
Yeah, she's been lights out. She's been the backbone for Cortland tonight. They've played well in front of her so far. 12 minutes to go here.
A lot of time, though, to say the least, between these two teams. You've seen chances go point blank again and again on both sides, but it'll be coming right back down in another defensive zone face-off. And we saw a little bit of this in the first period, and it was roughly around the same time where Cortland was controlling a majority of the play. Oswego could only ice the puck, not able to get a change, and constant cycling in the defensive zone, unable to create a breakout. And Cortland having another offensive zone face-off here.
Good stick by Zeinstein off the draw.
The face-off was won by Halasnik, but it was cleared out finally by the Lakers. Shines aggressive on the forecheck as they go D-to-D. And Jillian Losnick pickpocketed by Comboy. Annaborn looks to send it in. Shines a nice saucer pass dish, but it's grabbed back by Annaborn. Fired a nice backhand play. Wow. Oh my goodness, what a save! Lexi Levy with the paddle, keeping it a 1-0 game. As it's sent to the far side corner. Mia Losnick. Shines tries to take a swing at and clear to the neutral zone as this group has been out there for quite some time. This is dumped right back in by Alex Johnson. Lauren Jones, Amanda Zenstein on the back. Back for Jones. Tries to send it up for Comboy, goes high off the glass, still remains in play, but it's dumped in to the Oswego State zone. Hudon pressured, but pickpocketed there by Kelly. Kelly shot and another save by Levy.
Levy's locked in here in the third.
Bednarik banks one off the wall, just trying to get into the offensive zone. Cortland has an answer and sends it right back out, and it will be a too many men call. That's a frustration by the Oswego bench and clearly some disappointment in Mark Digby and miscommunication on the defensive door. With 10:42 remaining, Oswego will go on the penalty kill, but we're going to send it down to Logan Stolberg, who has more.
For this
Logan?
Lakers team, so far, guys, this Lakers team, as early on in the third period, they haven't really got out to groove. They got a couple times to score in Cortland's offensive territory, but they really just have not capitalized it off it. They've maybe had 3 or 4 times to get it in, but they have not. Lexi Levy, she's faced about 30 shots in this game right now. She allowed that 1 goal, but still, she's holding strong. She's got to continue to do it as well and have hope her offense can tie this game. Back to you.
Clear, and Oswego will go on the penalty kill. Mac Hall will serve the penalty.
Thomas, if we go back to the second period, it was around this time that the Lakers had to have a big kill, and they did, and it gave them a lot of momentum. If Oswego can get a kill here, kind of puts them back in the driver's seat and gives them a chance to get back in this game.
A very good point. We noticed how quick the turnaround has been for this Lakers PK, but it's a turnover there. McGrath looking to race forward to try and poke check it out.